Dude, there's so many games of StarCraft on right now. I'm having trouble finding it. My Battle.net's been giving me issues too. Is it 2244? No.
Hold on. I will DM your info.
Oh, okay. Got it. Sounds good.
Set it on Battle.net.
Got it. Okay. Alright. I'm here.
Alright, cool. We're gonna give everything a second to settle in. The stream went live, so we should be good. But, you know, give people a minute to get in, and then we'll get started on this one.
Cool.
I don't think there's a lot of Terran games this week, though, unfortunately for you.
Oh no! Not Terrans. A lot of PvPs so I can give my insight.
So there's TVZ, PvP, PvZ, and then CVZ. So two Terran series.
Okay.
It's not so bad.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna...
Did you post the stream in Discord? In CPL announcements?
I did in CPL casts.
Oh, there it is. Okay, sorry. I found it.
Okay. Alright, I think things should be rolling. We're gonna get started here. Thank you everyone for tuning in. We got week 2 match of the week between Passion Daddies and Team Socialized Healthcare. We're gonna be doing the Tier 1 games, which normally they play 6 series. There was a walkover, unfortunately, so we're gonna be playing 5. And we're going to start off with a little bit of an interesting situation. It seemed like one of the players had to sub in one of their lower tier players to step up, but we'll see how the games actually ended up going. Today with me, I have Deathstar co-casting. How are you doing today, man?
I'm good. This is my 3rd time casting, and I'm ready to have some fun.
That's what we're here to do. So we're going to get started into this one. This is a TVZ between Crazy and Buenaventura.
I know Crazy. I don't know Buenaventura.
Well, we'll introduce the players real quick. We got in the top left of Overwatch, Crazy in the green Terran. And in the bottom right, we have Buenaventura in the pink Zerg. Buena's been around the scene for a while for our little CPL group. The big thing is that he's a little bit of a lower level player. He had to step up to fill in the role, but yeah, he's definitely a pretty capable Zerg, so I wouldn't be surprised if it went so well.
Cool.
Yeah, as Jesse's saying, is a tier 3 substitute trying to step into tier 1. Crazy coming in before the season from StarCraft 2, so not a lot of Brood War experience, just a lot of like hot mechanics. So this is going to be, I think, an interesting clash of styles.
Does anyone know what race he played in SC2, or is he just sticking with Zerg?
No, Crazy was from StarCraft.
Oh, Crazy. Oh, Crazy's from Star. Oh, this is not the Crazy that I know. Sorry, this is a different guy.
Okay.
So the big question for me on this map, and you're already not doing it as Terran. There's an easy wall that Terrans like to do on this map. I like to do it. The Goliath build is really powerful on this map. You just do, the 2 supply depots and a barracks at the bottom, and you build 1 Marine, and you're pretty much safe from everything. Obviously, that's not what's happening here. It doesn't mean he still can't go mech here, but it's just one powerful way to play this map as Terran against Zerg.
Is there any reason in particular that you like the Goliath build in this map more than others?
Basically because of the easy wall. It's so fast to get it up, and then it's narrow choke points. And so when you're going bio here, Lurkers and Dark Swarm are really powerful on this map because there's a lot of bridges to cross. Lurkers are super strong. Contains are good for Zerg here. But Goliaths are much better against Lurkers than people would normally think. Like 3 Lurkers hardly do anything to Goliaths, really. So it's just a really easy good way to play mech on this map. And plus you have a 3rd base that's semi-easy to take, and that has a 3rd gas. A lot of maps, that don't have 3rd gases that are easy to take. So.
Okay, I mean, that all makes a lot of sense. I've been watching Burrow forever. I just want bio play all the time. So, I understand mech is definitely gaining a lot of popularity recently.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's fallen off a little bit out of the pro scene. I mean, we've seen like a couple players do it recently, but they're like doing that cool like Goliath bio into thing, which I've seen a couple times. You know, we saw Flash do it and Sorry do it, I think. But looks like Crazy's just gonna go for the DC off 1 barracks. He'll probably get his 2nd barracks here, looking around 22 supply, I'm assuming. And we got 2 hatch from our Zerg player.
That sounds good. I mean, so is the Goliath build would have been good if he did do this against what's going to be 2 hatch player?
It depends. I think it's decent against 2 hatch Muta. It's a little bit scary against 2 hatch Lurker, just because if you can hold on for if they get it contained, they're going to kill your first supply depots. I actually did just in my tier 1 games against and Baker. And I actually did the Goliath build, and he went for a 2 hatch Lurker all in. And I didn't wait to get enough Goliaths before fighting, and it ended up killing me. I think it can be fine. I think you can hold it. I obviously didn't pull it off very well, but I think it's better against mutas on this map because you'll hold the mutas and then you get to walk across the map basically with your Goliaths, and it's not that far.
That seems like it makes a lot of sense. The bridges and stuff on this map seem like having just a potent ground force is kind of what you want to be going for. But I'm thinking Protoss land, so I have no idea about Terrence.
So it looks like Zerg, we see the Hydra Den going down, so it's going to be a 2 hatch Lurker, and I don't think the SCV caught it. So Crazy, he is starting a bunker, which is good. As Terran, you need like 2 to 3 bunkers to hold this, and you need an engineering bay to get. You will run out of scans really fast. If the Zerg is good, they'll move the Lurkers forward, you'll scan, they'll walk backwards, they'll wait for the scan, they'll come back. So you need turrets here. So he's getting his academy, which is great. His academy looks like it's perfectly on time. There you go. Oh, yeah, it's a supply depot. I thought it was another bunker, but I don't know if he's read this. I missed seeing the SCV if he saw it. I'm a little worried.
I mean, this could be a little bit of, like I was saying, a Crazy, very good mechanical player, but his time actually playing Brood War, a little limited, so maybe not knowing what he's looking for can get caught off guard by something that's a little more unusual.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see Lurkers are halfway done right now. We should see some Hydras coming out here in just a minute.
Is on the way, though, so that should be enough in time to get some turrets. At least a scan
for sure.
Over. But he actually hasn't started making scans, just now starting the one at the natural.
Just now. We'll see if he... some Terrans like to scan right away as their scanners finish. Some don't. I've heard it both ways. I've heard Flash actually say it's not good to scan right away. I've heard other players say you have to scan right away. So we'll see what Crazy does here. If he scans the nat and he sees Hydras, you should see a couple more bunkers go down immediately.
Yeah, seen an interesting move out from Crazy, though. I'm used to seeing like a couple medics having stim guns.
Yeah.
So this seems a little early. Some Funkins being put down. I think they'll be finished not quite in time, and Links are on the map, pushing into the natural. Gets a few past the bunker into the main.
Yep, and you can see here that Terran is going to burst down these Sunkins before, but there's no medics with this. This is a huge problem. If you push out with no medics, you're going to stim these Lurkers. Oh, he's not morphing Lurkers. He has some hidden. Pulling drones here, and they're just getting massacred. But with no medics, eventually he's going to stim one more time, and all these Marines are going to be one hit.
Let's try and more Lurker in face. Looking like that hatchery is not going to survive too much longer. And the Lynx that got in the main for Crazy didn't really do a whole lot of damage. We have to see if these Lurkers as they spawn can get the job done. But Bueno already took a lot of damage down to 11 drones.
And you see this problem with the no medics here? These Marines should be murdering these Hydras, but these not having medics really hurt. And he lost the hatch, but I don't think Zerg is out of this yet. You can see the 3 Lurkers moving up the bottom of the map.
And
okay.
Hive is nearly done as well, so it looks like this was planned to be like 2 hatch who rushing for defilers to break the natural, but losing the natural kind of slowing things down a lot.
Yeah. Defilers are going to be a long way off now, not being able to gas. We'll see right here. He's pushing the Lurkers up.
And let's see if Crazy backs off in time, doesn't take any losses. Still has a scan available, and he's building a turret, looks like. Or actually, no, it's a bunker. Doesn't have a turret at the front at all.
No, He should be fine here as long as he manages his scans right. He's got 1 scan right now, but no turrets. He really needs a turret. That's the only. If he has a turret, there's no way he loses this game.
Yeah, it's neglecting to build it though. I wonder if he's thinking one of those bunkers was supposed to be a turret. That kind of mistake's really easy to make when you're in the heat of the moment. But when not really building natural, all in for sure has to get the job done with this. Defiler Mount nearing completion, so it's looking like it's going to be that first Dark Swarm. Is Crazy gonna be ready for it when it happens?
This is scary, man. 6 lurkers is a lot. He's gonna bring the Lings in first, I'm assuming, and he's gonna plant all the lurkers right in front. Terran is not out of it yet. He really needs to scan immediately as soon as those lurkers burrow.
Yeah, Starport just completing now, so we're still quite a ways off getting any kind of science facility or anything. So really got to, like, I want to see a turret so badly. Why is there no turret? Like,
I want Zerg to move so badly. Yeah, he definitely needs to. He's got a tank, which is great. But I feel like Buenaveda is given a little too much time here. I think he needed to push about 15 seconds ago.
Well, scan used at the front, trying to push back the lurkers a little bit, maybe not realizing quite how many there are. It's still going to be hard to push in that. Even if you could see them coming, this is not a great angle to move Marines.
Yeah, it's a little scary for Terran. I don't think he needs to be doing this. He knows he killed the Nat. You just got to hold here. Just get your siege mode, get a turret, and yeah, there you go. Use your scans and pick off these lurkers.
And still got to be careful. The Link's trying to move back and forth, but with Marines in those bunkers, it's going to be hard to get anything done. Tank moving forward. I don't want to lose that tank. Oh no.
That's painful. That's painful. Still no natural for our Zerg player. Oh, he does have a Defiler mound, and a Defiler is coming up.
Yeah, Consume already finished, so the Dark Swarm is going to be happening real soon. See how Crazy handles the situation.
This is pretty scary, man. Is every Terran's nightmare was when a Defiler gets to your natural. This could be deadly.
Okay, here we go. Lurkers
no siege mode. Oh no.
Oh, this is brutal. This is so
brutal. This is brutal. You gotta have tanks with this, and you gotta have science vessels.
See the SCV is getting pulled, trying to go back, losing the natural there. Crazy can still definitely lose his natural and be okay if he can stop them from coming up the ramp. Being in one base, he has so many workers. This is definitely
I don't think he has a radiate. I don't think he can ever kill this Defiler. Without a radiate, how do you kill this Defiler?
Is he just from a tank? Maybe.
He's got 1 tank. He needs fire bats or something. He's not building fire bats either.
Oh, the Defiler slowly moving up. Yeah, the radiate just getting started now. Quite a ways off. Has science vessels, but gonna be quite a while before this goes. And we're gonna slow push right into the production. Another tank goes down, and Buena somehow turning this game around. It looks like.
Oh yeah, this is awesome. Need these fire bats. His way out of here is he's got, oh man, 2 more Defilers at the natural.
Yeah, Crazy not building fire bats though, still just building many Marines, and not realizing that maybe that's an option that works through Dark Swarm.
I think this, as a Terran player, I did not realize fire bats were such a second-hand unit to me. I never really ever built them. I always forgot about them. So I think Crazy making the same mistake right here. He's getting some more vessels out.
Yeah,
Irradiate's done.
It just finished, yeah, so we're finally getting that Irradiate off. See what he targeted with that and what's going to be going down. Another Defiler walking right up the ramp. So we have one back in the natural, one at the ramp. And these Lurkers just putting tons of work onto these production buildings.
Yeah. And I think this is going to be it for our Terran player right here. Crazy. He had it. But man, Defiler is a strong unit. You gotta be so careful as Terran. You cannot let a Defiler get to your natural.
And meanwhile, we do see back at home when it did finally take his naturals, trying to resaturate a little bit, but this is all in. Like there's no going back to economy now.
No, the natural doesn't mean too much here. Crazy trying to do what he can, hoping these. Oh, this is his time. He's got to stim now. He's got to clear these Lurkers. Oh, spines are too good. I think he's just barely not going to be able to clear them.
Yeah, we we even have links surrounding where the tanks are coming out, so the tank's not going to be able to get set up right either. This is unbelievable.
The power of one base Zerg. I think Crazy just kind of coming to reality. How did I lose this game?
Props to Buena for staying in that game and forcing that to happen. And you got to think that we're in a really interesting spot here.
That was really cool, actually. I'm pretty happy with the way game 1 goes already. That was good.
Yeah, but like remember, like this isn't just like a game and okay. Buena gets subbed up from tier 3 to play in your tier 1 match, and then you're losing a game like that. Like, if Crazy wasn't on tilt for this next game, kudos to him. I'd be fuming right now.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Your mental state after losing a game like that. I mean, you think about that as Terran and you go, he built a Defiler off of one hatchery. Oh, all right.
We got the next game up. That's unbelievable though. Losing the natural, I'm like, this game's over for sure, and it wasn't. When sticking to his guns with that 2-base Defiler, and I wonder if is that part of the preparation? If they knew it was going to be a sub, did they just grind out let's just do one surprise, a little tricky opening, let's see if we can catch Crazy off guard, and if he's going to be doing that in the next game as well.
Yeah, I mean, sorry, I'm having trouble finding the game here. I just need to friend you.
I believe you are. Just
there we
offline.
Go. Oh, okay. There we go. I'm in. Yeah. 2-base Defiler is really strong on that map. Sorry, 2-base Lurker. I wonder if his plan was the whole time to go quick Defiler, or if he. I'd have to go back and see if he he was going to lose.
He was definitely the moment Lurkers were getting started, he started a Queen's Nest. He was rushing for Hive.
Okay, well that's really cool. I mean, and that's a great way to play that map. The ramps and narrow chokes, and you can contain Terran there.
All right, well, we're going into game 2 on Fighting Spirit this time. We got Crazy in that green Terran up in the top right. Buena in the pink Zerg again in the bottom right, and unfortunately gonna miss with that initial Overlord Scout.
And look what we have here by our Zerg player. The dirtiest play you could going for the 5 pool.
I love it. I love it. Legitimately speaking, you did this tricky opening, so you played your card. It worked barely and probably shouldn't have. And you're going into game 2? No, I love the decision here to go for something like this. Especially since game 1, Crazy didn't wall. He showed he doesn't like walling.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I think you're totally right here. You know, Buena gets bumped up, and he maybe just prepared really hard with his coaches and came up with some builds and said, hey, if you win game 1, go for a 5 pool on game 2. Catch Terran off guard, and you get some easy wins, and the series yours.
I mean, especially if you think about this map, Fighting Spirit. This is everyone plays this map economic. It's 4-player, you have to find the early scout initially. It's so easy to get up to 3 bases, well defended. This is a map, if you're gonna 5 pool, this seems like a good one to choose on, just because it's really a lot less expected than some of the other maps.
Yeah, 100% agreed. And we'll see some people scout south. Most Terrans don't. They scout. Oh, he's gonna go south first. This is huge. This is so big.
I mean, Buena did get a close spawn. Gonna see that he is gonna be in that top right corner before the Lings waste time moving out. But yeah, this SCV is about to find a rude surprise.
So I think the answer right here as Terran is you see that hopefully he saw it. He had to have seen it by now. There's so much stuff coming out here. He's got to throw a bunker down. As soon as that barracks finishes, he's gonna block the ramp. I don't know if I like this as much against a 5 pool. I feel like maybe you just build a bunker in between your gas and your barracks. This can work. I don't have a ton of experience defending 5 pools, so.
I mean, this seems okay, especially since SCVs can repair each other, right?
Sure.
But a little bit of sloppy control here. Loses a couple SCVs, trying to pull a couple things back. Has 1 Marine here, and we're gonna see if the Lynx can power their way through.
This is the scary part. As soon as they tear through your SCVs, you got to be careful. It needs to start another Marine. Micro has to be strong here from both players.
We got another reinforcement with a couple links heading out. If a couple links stay outside that barracks, you're never going to get Marines out to help this ever again.
Absolutely. Cannot be losing these Marines. It's so important to keep these alive. Oh. And I think you're right. I think the next move is just camp the barracks. And looks like Bueno's going to do that.
Oh, jeez. This is brutal. Still no bunker on the way. Like, we're not even going for that crazy, maybe unfamiliar, because when was the last time you got 5-fold?
Not very often. That bunker, if like I said, if he has it in between his gas and his nat, he's fine. But this is a dangerous way to do it, I think.
You definitely need to be careful. Not doing super great control of these Marines, losing them pretty quickly each time. Not gonna be able to build up a force heading up for this. Still making lots of money with his SCVs, but I think at a certain point, like, I don't know. This is not, I don't think this gets better if you don't build a bunker or something to stabilize. At least build a second racks or something.
This is what I always like to call crisis management. And when you're in this weird situation, Crazy really needed to start another barracks with all this extra money, and really, really needs a bunker. It's hard to think about when you're doing all. There's the other barracks right now. But it might be a little too late. I don't know. The links are just trickling in.
I wouldn't put the like. Why would you build the second racks next to the first one? Wouldn't you want to like have it separate sides of your main so the links can't do everything at once?
Yeah, where he's building his buildings, I would be building the bunker like almost in my mineral line and be building that barracks next to my gas to protect everything.
We're really built up. Like we're only still seeing one Marine at a time. This one's really surrounded now.
Yeah, this guy boxed in. We're down to 13 SCVs and we got 5 drones. So it's not like it's over.
Yeah, this is the thing though. Buena, like, he's doing good damage, but it is eventually going to get out of his hands, and he's not like building a second hatchery to get extra larva production. He's not going to speed or anything. Like, he's not building any more drones. He's literally just hoping lings are enough when there's finally another hatchery going down at the natural to keep the pressure on so you can get something done. But if you don't build more drones, it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a transition from 4 drones with this build. Great job by Crazy by holding it though. Honestly, it was a little scary, but he's got it for sure now.
Well, I mean, we've seen other things. He has a Marines, no SCVs to help block him though. He needs to be careful still. He's not out of the woods just yet.
There's going to be no fast defilers to save Buena this game.
The extractor is on the way in the way this main, so might be able to at least move in the speed or something eventually. The academy really getting slowed down here as well.
This is, man, 4 lings. It's still scary. This is not over. I mean, the damage is still being done here.
Yeah, but it does seem like it's getting more and more over the later it goes on. I don't even know if I agree with Wendy trying to get the gas here without building any extra drones at all. Like, he's down to 3. You can't even mine gas and minerals at the same time right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that he just lost 25% of his income to get a gas, if you think about it that way.
Well, I mean, like, there's a little bit of mismanagement from Crazy, too. Not actually mining minerals. Can't build any more Marines right now.
He really needs a bunker. If you have a bunker, this is over a long time ago.
He tried to build one away from his CC a little bit ago, but he got a canceled force. He's not even like finishing this academy. We're still mining gas. Like, Crazy getting razzled a little bit, but still building up his SCV count. I think he's going to be able to climb out of this. Not too much problem, but Buena's still putting the pressure on.
Yeah, dude. 4 lings at a time coming. Oh, man, dude. More SCVs going down. You got to run that Marine. Oh, he's going to get trapped. And these are full health Zerglings almost.
Marine going down. One at the top side now.
More links coming in. It's never gonna stop.
Now we have the extra larva now, so we're gonna the links are gonna come in a little bit more furious now. And Crazy not handling this much better than he was a couple minutes ago.
No, he's got to block that. Oh my goodness, 6 more links coming in. This is scary.
Oh,
no!
Crazy tapped out.
No! Yes. He taps out with the
Buena,
GG.
you monster.
If he wasn't tilted by the first game, I'm sure he is now. That's brutal.
Unbelievable. Like I was looking at this when I was looking at the match, and I'm like, Tier 3 subbed up to Tier 1, and I looked at the score. I'm like, how the hell did this happen?
Give that guy a pat on the back.
Buena, you stepped up. Good for you, my man.
Well played. Yeah, nice job. Crazy. I'm sure he's watching that replay of the stream and he's shaking his head, thinking, "Oh, how did I lose this?" And that's okay.
It happens to everyone. You gotta take those. Like, that's one of those things that happens once you go, never again.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. That's StarCraft for you. Well, that was pretty fun.
That was fantastic. So, Buena taking the first series we've seen tonight for his team. Really, that's crazy. I can't believe it.
Props on the 5 pool.
All the bots are saved, Buena. You're good to go. You can save it, frame it forever.
Oh man.
I mean, the 5 pool, I liked the strategic decision. That was good. I can't believe he pulled out game 1 though. That was forcing that one to happen was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going into our second series now. This is between Urk Age, the green Zerg up in the top left, and Shobu, the blue Terran in the bottom right. I know Age's play. He's a little weird. He does a little fun stuff here and there, but I don't know Shobu at all, so it's be interesting.
I think I've played against Age before. I don't remember who won, but I believe I remember he was a kind of an aggressive. He liked 2-hatch lurkers, and that's powerful on this map, as we just saw, last series. So.
I'm curious to see if we're going to see that mech that you were talking about this time, or if we're going to see just like bio play. Overwatch seems like a map though that you can kind of like, you're not really locked into one thing, but if you're saying the wall's easy, like, it's hard to see why you wouldn't.
Yeah, the wall. You can even do the wall and go bio. I mean, it's but yeah, some Terrans just don't like the wall. I didn't like the wall until actually last season. Drag kind of like pounded in my head. He's like, "Hey, if you can wall on a map, why aren't you doing it?" I didn't really have a good answer. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I mean,
Yeah, I could understand if you had like a real strategic choice, but I do feel a lot of people are just like, "Why don't you wall?" And you're like,
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not really comfortable with it, And it's really easy to do. It only took me a couple games to figure out, and I went, "Oh, yeah, I should be doing this a lot more." But anyway, we're not going to have the wall here. We'll find out real fast if Shobu's going to go bio, and he's not. He just queued up another SCV, so he's not going to go for that 12 gas. He's not going mech. He will be going for bio here, it looks like.
Well, you basically start the refinery right after you start the barracks, pretty much.
Yeah, you're going to... As soon as you have 100 minerals at 12 supply, all the mech builds and all the gas builds that I know, it's pretty much always starting your gas on 12. So,
well, we do see Agi went for a hatchet to pool, but actually built a second drone before making the pool. We're going 12-12, so just getting a little extra economy out before building things. Realizing he's probably not under threat right away.
And the SCV and the drone are going to wave and give each other a high five. We'll see. So he's going for the 16 CC here. He's going to skip his first Marine, and now he'll start it. So just a little more economical, a little less unsafe. He needs to start that Marine. I hope he's going to start that Marine.
You're saying start the Marine. I'm not seeing that barracks light up yet, though.
What is this? A supply depot? Man, going for super economical. I guess, he sees the pool timing. Maybe you just don't start it, and he gets his second barracks a little bit earlier.
We see from Zerg doing a gas steal on the Terran, really locking him into bio so he knows what to expect.
Yeah, this is something I don't have much insider experience in. I'm not sure what gas steals into bio really do. His academy timing should, if you're going for a normal 2-racks play, your gas usually goes down at about 25 supply. So I don't think this is really even going to disrupt that timing. I think maybe if he doesn't let the extractor finish and then he restarts it again, you could do it a couple times and delay. But I think as he lets it finish right here, I don't think this really affects Shobu at all.
Yeah, it might
Someone
just
could
be
correct me
it
if
might
I'm
just
wrong.
be enough just to have the Marines stay back and spend the time killing it, buying it a little more time. Because we do see it is 2 hatchery lair. The lair's already pretty much done at this point.
And we're gonna see right here. I bet it's gonna be yep. And there's the Hydra Den. So we're gonna have that 2-hatch lurker play.
Back when I used to play Zerg like a decade ago, I would love this kind of meta. I loved doing lurker stuff so much.
And
it wasn't the thing then, but I guess it is now.
I'm a little scared for Shobu right here. Building your academy at this point, if you just put the lurkers up to the top right, they'll kill the academy. There's not much you're going to do about that unless he gets a bunker out in front. I don't know if this is going to come back to bite him, but it might. That's you lose your academy, no medics. And Marines without medics is not good.
I mean, that seems okay, but I think you should have time to get the upgrades done, get the scanners online. So I don't think you're not really in a threat of really losing anything super important right away, right? Or would you be able to kill that before stim?
No, he'll have stim, but I don't know about range. Range may be finishing when he needs to really start stim, and he's low on gas. Now I'm really worried for him. He's not going to get range. If our Zerg player targets that academy and there's no bunkers yet, and our Terran player has not scouted this 2-hatch lurker. No bunkers going down.
Yeah, the lurker aspect nearing completion. No scanners made on either CC just yet. Although we did start some turrets, one at the front. But we're gonna see. The Marines trying to move across the bridge right into a couple of links. Gonna clean that up pretty easily.
And this is good for our Zerg player. He sees the move out, and he's so happy because look, he has these 2 Hydras down at the third base for our Terran. He's so happy. You love seeing this. He's gonna start another sunken here, and he'll be fine with 3 sunkens to hold this push. And you're gonna watch these. If he starts them, you're gonna watch some lurkers run right into the natural and be as happy as can be.
He's got lurkers up at the base above the natural.
Oh, that's where he's morphing them. Okay, sorry, I did not see those.
Yeah, Pilot started the ones down south as well. And Shobu actually kind of taking a little bit of a path around, seeing it kind of blind, assuming Agi took the third base, but he's gonna be surprised when there's nothing there.
Yeah, and here come those lurkers. This is scary. Oh, don't let them. If they get on your ramp, that's brutal.
Oh,
so painful.
No. Actually spacing them apart, so not having the 2 right on the ramp to really shut down things, but already getting some good worker damage done with the natural, and gonna collaterally kill Thompson. Shobu actually forced to retreat everything instead of putting pressure on the natural.
And this is scary. There's no bunkers. You're trickling out 3 Marines at a time. A little bit of an indecision on what and GG's out. He knows.
Jeez, apparently lurkers on this map.
Well, if we go to watch my tier 1 game on this map against M-Banker, you can watch almost the same scenario happen. Lurkers killed me too, so they're strong.
I think Zerg's just strong, and I don't think anyone wants to argue that.
Yeah, nobody would argue that Zerg's the strongest, right? Everybody in chat, shut up, Deathstar.
Nah, Snipes in here. He'll ban everyone that disagrees.
That's awesome.
We're here for unbiased commentary, clearly.
Unbiased completely. Alright.
Yep, got the game up whenever you're ready.
Why? I must not have you as a friend. I gotta add you as a friend.
No, I'm currently offline. You have me. I'll
okay.
go online. I'll go online.
Well, make things a little easier for me. There's so many games that I see right now.
What a beautiful problem to have.
Yes.
I mean, I use the same password every time. You could just type it in.
Oh, I can't find the game to type it in.
Weird. Okay. Going into game 2 on Fighting Spirit this time. We have Shobu switching to Brown in the top left, and Age switching to the grossest yellow I've ever seen in the bottom left. What is this color? Haven't seen this color. Is this olive for Zerg? It looks gross.
I think you're right. I think it is olive. Oh man, we're not gonna have another 5 pool. I'm bummed already. This game can't be as good as the one we saw with our 2 last players.
Oh man, I gotta message Crazy later about that one.
Yeah, how did you feel after that game, Crazy? I'd like to just stick the microphone right in his face. So, what were you thinking when you lost that 5 pool? Like,
it's all love here. We're throwing him shade
Oh,
because
yeah.
we're having fun.
oh yeah, for sure. Hey, Lord knows that I've lost way worse games than that.
Oh, I've lost to the most comically ridiculous crap. So, especially when it's like the worst one for me is if it's PVZ and I just do like a bad wall. It's like I made 4 legs. They're just like, okay, just run past my cat. I'm like, oh no.
You're like, well, on to the next one.
Yep. We are seeing an early pull though from Age. I think this is 9 pool timing or
This is 9 pool, yeah,
9
and with a
pool?
gas.
Sweet.
Yep.
Okay, what is with people doing weird aggressive stuff on probably the easiest defensive map that we have in CPL? What is going on?
It's like you said. It's you know, you hear like Tasteless and Artosa say it. Sometimes the least expected dumb strategy can be the best one. So, not that 9 pool speed's a dumb strategy to begin with, but you know, sometimes on these standard maps, where like you said, you think people are gonna play macro and go, okay, we're on a level playing field. You're a nice guy, I'm a nice guy, and then you get 5 pulled. So
There's no nice guys. We're in regular season now. Preseason's over. Nice guys are done.
okay, maybe I need to rethink what I'm doing, because now that's 2 Terran players scouting south immediately. Am I doing this wrong? Somebody messaged and say if you're supposed to go south first.
The logic I'm thinking is that in the spot that Agi spawned, you're going. Actually, no. The Overlord should have went north because it's the close natural. So actually, yeah, I don't know. I was thinking like maybe you go the way that the Overlord wouldn't go, but whatever. I mean, it's working out for Shobu. Get to spot that 9 pool, 6 links popping out, but no wall, no bunker. We'll see what the kind of damage this can do, because this is going to be pretty potent.
9 pool is a little bit easier to hold. I mean, now that he's seen it, and most Terrans know how to hold a 9 pool. You should have about 4 to 5 SCVs down here at your ramp. It gets a little dicey. If you have good micro, yeah, you could do it with 3. He needs to get that Marine behind the wall. And good micro here, and I think he's okay.
Yeah, he's got 2 Marines at that wall, and Nagi's not even going to try to bust out of that, but with speed nearing completion and having a drone set up at the natural, actually the SCV trying to block that first hatchery going down from Agi too, really being annoying.
Yeah. And it's got 2 links parked on the ramp, so Terran's still a little in the dark. You don't really know if it's speed. You don't know if he's going fast layer behind this. I don't know. Oh, here we go. The lings are coming in. Oh, sides, maybe?
I mean, speed doesn't help you bust through a wall of SCVs, so I don't...
No, it really doesn't. As long as the Terran's microing correctly, and should be fine here.
Yeah, curious to see where he goes from here. He got the second hatchery started, starting to mine gas again. So with speed already done, he's going to be going into lair, but I'm curious if he wants to add on a 3rd hatchery, if he's going to go for some kind of aggressive play. With the Shobu, though, just taking that high ground command center, setting up for later with no problems. Although it feels like, is Shobu missing SCV production? It feels like he's cutting SCVs.
Well, he's a little supply blocked here. I think he's okay. He may be cutting SCVs. He's getting an academy on time. I think maybe he's cutting SCVs a little bit to get his barracks and his academy on timing, and he's going to hit a 2 barracks stim timing as if he had everything standard. So sacrificing a few SCVs, but he's going to hit a sharp timing.
Yeah, definitely something that isn't something you can just ignore, that these 3 SCVs at the ramp have been not mining this entire time, just like being useful as a wall. So it does actually slow down your economy pretty significantly.
Yeah.
And here come the boys down to clear out the natural for the SCV. Or the CC.
And again, 3 SCVs in this scenario, it's not the worst deal. I mean, obviously you'd love to have them all mining, but if you know Zerg 9 pooled, if you're putting 3 SCVs on your ramp and you didn't lose anything, you know you're ahead. Terran's feeling good right now.
Yeah, Lair finishing up for Agi, but didn't have a Hydra Den completed yet. Didn't take the gas at the natural either, so I'm not really sure where he's going with the Lair tech. I was thinking Spire, but wouldn't you take the gas a little earlier for that, I think?
Yeah, he's gonna make a decision here in a minute. Oh, and look at this. Oh, the Overlord's gonna spot it. I was gonna say the Overlord saw it. Looked like our Terran player was gonna sneak around and try to get into bust the Nat, but Overlord sees it, so this is good. And you need to see a million. You need to see 2 or 3 creep colonies going down right now.
Well, we are seeing 2 going down with 1 sunken already completed. And Spire on the way being the choice, and we're getting that gas up the natural, but we are supply block for Augie right now, so you gotta have to be real careful about how he handles this push.
And Shobu walking around with his Marines, kind of, I don't know if he's looking for Overlords or what, but...
I'm curious if he's looking maybe for a link so he doesn't get counterattacked.
Yeah, and absolutely, and I think you're right there. That's Terran's worst nightmare too, is when you move out with this group and Lings run into your natural. So being careful, being diligent, but our Zerg player is completely safe now. You can't break that, plus the Lings are hiding in the corner. You hide the Lings in the corner because Terran will kind of scan the Nat and they'll go, okay, it's only 3 Sunkens, I think I can bust this, and then all those Zerglings run in and you lose all your Marines and Zerg's kind of laughing at you. They feel really good.
Lings. The Marine actually walking up the ramp at just the right time to see the Lings pushing forward. And Terran immediately pulling back, looking to defend. Augie not even going to commit to going towards the natural, though. Just making the units pull back. It was enough.
Yeah, good play by both players. We're kind of respecting each other, knowing their vulnerabilities, and you know, understanding how easy it is to die in this very early game with so few units.
Well, we got some mutas on the way now. eBay's done, but I don't see any turrets at the natural or the main. Not over the production, nothing. So it's just going to be this bioforce to dissuade these mutas from really getting some damage done. Could get dicey quick.
He just scanned. He just saw the mutas. He's starting a couple turrets. They should be done in time. I think he's going to be okay. He needs to get some up in the main, maybe at least 1 or 2, and he should be fine.
Yeah, we're starting quite a handful of turrets, actually. Actually started most of these turrets down at the south of Minerals by the production as well, so getting good value out of what they're protecting. He was finding some bio on the map, trying to pick off a little bit of what they can. We're going to poke into the natural and not really be able to get it done.
Yeah. 6 mutas, not too scary. Great pull on the SCVs, repairing that turret. Frustrating for Zerg. You lose all the health, you don't even get a turret.
Yeah, 3 mutas really bruised up now, and Shobu gotta be feeling comfortable seeing that. We went for muta, and that first attack didn't really get anything done.
The question for our Zerg player is now what? You got 1 drone mining at your natural, you got 6 mutas, and not a lot else. And the Terran push is inevitable here. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where you would go from here, because like it's not like we built a Queen's Nest and we're rushing up the tech tree. We weren't really setting up. We took a 3rd hatchery, but we took it in main just for the production. So I'm not really sure where we're going from here. Maybe trying to clear out the stuff from that left side base. We see the leg still postured over there. Well, we have to see.
He's building more drones. He's saturating his natural. We'll see what the next plan is. I mean, as Zerg, how do you ever get a 3rd base here now? Terran is their production's going.
Well, Muta's engaging in, getting some kills and some bio, but remember some of these were quite bruised. He has to be careful about what fights he takes right here. I think if you're looking at Zerg, you're looking maybe towards that bottom right. This is the natural main that you can use lurkers to protect that, but yeah, I mean, the Hydra Dead just started now. It feels like lurkers maybe get delayed more than they should have. Look, Augie floating 1,000 gas. Definitely could have made use of that.
Yep. And I don't think you can take a 3rd base on the back of, mutas. Terran's just going to have too much. Irradiates are going to be coming here in the next probably... As soon as he's got his Science Vessel coming. So Irradiate's not that far away. And as soon as you have Irradiate, these mutas can't even fight you anymore, right? So he's got to take it with. So. He has to take it with lurkers, but I don't even think lurker aspect has been started yet.
Oh, Shobu switching up a little bit, actually building a vulture with some mines right now.
Interesting. Maybe he just wants to mine possible hidden bases and not lose to some Zerg sneaky play. And we are seeing that sneaky Zerg play right now. He's gonna take that. Oh, and he scans it. Good scan by Shobu. He sees the drone and immediately runs up there and kills it. He's on his way. maybe not. Changing his mind. Thought he was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I thought you saw that too. The scan definitely got vision of it, but maybe Shobu looking like, oh, if you're prepping to take an expansion, I can put some pressure on your natural instead. This is quite a scary force moving in front now.
Yeah, he has 3 groups of bio, which is a lot, and that is a lot of sunkens. I don't think you probably could break it, but I don't think Terran wants to do that. That's an easy way to throw a game when you have map control and a lead. So I think Shobu playing this right, just going to go stamp out bases and build up his production.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Shobu moving up there. There's a good amount of mutas here, but forced to cancel on that hatchery. And now we're building a queen's nest for the Zerg, so we're going to be forced to go into a two base hive tech. Not feeling great.
Yeah. We don't see any Hydra. Oh, we do see a few. Okay, I was going to say, maybe bank all your gas and do some sneaky guardians with the hive.
Maybe. I am a little concerned for Shobu though. Has not doing anything to take a third base. So like I feel like he could be way more ahead than he is right now. But really just keep putting into the army, looking like he's gonna do a killing blow. And he's keeping Augie at 2 base, so he's gotta be feeling comfortable. But I don't see why you could take a third.
Absolutely, a third base would be ideal here, but if you're Terran and you're even with bases with Zerg, you're still happy. But yeah, a third base would be, he could have took it for sure.
Yeah, getting another Overlord kill for Shobu with his Bioforce. Big force up at the third, big force outside the bridge. Like, you feel like other than these mutas, Zerg has no presence on the map at all. I mean, even the mutas have to be very careful about what they're doing.
Yeah, and we're gonna really find out what our Zerg player is gonna do here. As soon as this high finishes, we're either gonna see a Greater Spire or a Defiler Den. There's no way you go into Ultras off 2 gases. That's never gonna happen. I mean,
I think you could with the amount he has banked, but he doesn't have the minerals to support it either. And here, finally trying to take that third command center, immediately gets destroyed.
He'll send some bio up here and clean this. Oh, these Lurker Spines at the bottom though are doing a ton of damage. He's not looking. Loses a little bit, not too much.
Yeah, not too much. He's getting a little bit of leeway pushing into his bridge. Gonna have to eventually make his way out of here. Little pockets of bio. They're not all consolidated though. And actually seeing the Vulture lay mine, so he's gonna be aware that's happening as well. Lurkers moving up to the left third, get destroyed by the bio before they even burrow though.
Yeah, and this is Zerg's worst nightmare when they've got you cornered on every angle. You can't get units out.
Another Overlord kill, gonna supply block Augie again. It is Greater Spire, you could call him that with all the gas being banked up. I think, given that mutas were your only real presence on the map, and he can't move out, seems reasonable. But and even these 2 Lurkers at the bridge, not really dissuading much of anything anymore. But more reinforcements gonna slow Shobu down.
Yeah. I don't even want to count out our Zerg player right now, because if all these turn into Guardians, there isn't a ton of vessels on the map, and the way you actually kill Guardians over your natural, you gotta have vessels or you gotta have race, and race is not gonna be a thing he's thinking about right now. Yeah, and there we go. All of those just morphed into Guardians.
Yeah, I am concerned though that we're talking like these Guardians can do things, but if the Guardians siege are natural, don't you just kill the Zerg with all your bios on the map?
I don't think you can with all these Lurkers sitting on the ramp. If you bring those Lurkers back to all those Sunkens, I don't care how much bio you have, you're not getting through there. You need tanks and you need vessels to kill those Lurkers.
Well, we got a couple vessels out on the map. Radiate's done, but here come the Guardians into the natural. See when it gets done.
Good job already by our Zerg player. Look, see how he spreads the Guardians out already? He knows that vessels and Irradiate is the only way these things die right now.
And we do see Terrence got that third base set up at the north side, and actually starting another base up at the top right. Guardians being quite immobile are going to make this difficult. And you got to be careful about position them. Don't want to go too far over the ledge so the buildings can actually hit them.
I've never quite seen the eraser trick with these Guardians, but that's actually pretty cool. I kind of like that.
Yo. Yeah, this Guardian move, it stopped mining, but didn't even kill a CC, didn't kill a whole lot of workers. I don't think this did the damage it needed to do.
No, absolutely not. And now, it's kind of like this one thing, right? You're like, haha, Guardians, surprise, if it doesn't do enough damage, yeah, I'm just gonna build Valkyries and I'm gonna kill all these in a minute. So
you are moving out with a little Ling Lurker into the middle of the field. Again, one of these groups of bio is down, so Age using the opportunity to get on the map and figure out what the next step's gonna be. But still, with no third base, I don't know. Like, you gotta get some extra money coming into your way.
Yeah, look at all these fire bats. A lot of fire bats, good. Getting good hits on off all these units.
Yeah, everything running past is straight for that third, but there's already so much bio up at that ramp. Like, you can't walk your way up there. Mine's making some decent connections as well, so I don't know. Hagi looking like this is a desperation attack. I don't think it's going to do enough.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold here and be just fine. It was a good idea by Zerg, threw everything he had, but I think Shobu experienced enough to understand he just needs to hang on here and defend his bases.
Definitely a good try, but you're on 2 base for too long and didn't get enough done with the hive tech. It's
right.
Kind of boils down to it. But remember, he did go for that aggressive 9 pool, didn't really get anything done with that either. Didn't like double expand behind her or anything like that. So it's hard to transition. That's why 9 pool isn't a popular build, right? Like, it has to get something done, otherwise you're kind of feeling awkward about your spot.
Yeah, and I was saying at the beginning, a lot of Terran players are experienced in 9 pool. If you don't take damage like he did, he parked his SCVs there, he was ready. He didn't move out into his natural too early. He got enough Marines. He took the CC on the high ground. He took all the proper steps to make sure that he was going to be in the lead.
Muta's trying to fight Valkyries straight up. Not a great idea.
No.
And Agi tapping out on that one. Valiant try, though. I admire that he went for something that, like, the Guardian might have worked, but I think it was too late for him to really get it done.
Yep. Good job by Shobu holding the Guardians. And I really like that eraser trick with the vessels.
Yeah, that was
I've never tried that. I always just put it on one, and I'm like, okay, I hope he doesn't spread his Guardians. Oh, dang it, he spread them. All right, I gotta wait for another 75 energy.
All right, so we're finally seeing what our game 3 is. It's gonna be on Tau Cross, which I haven't played on this map. It feels like in forever.
This is a cool map.
Yeah, I remember it was an old classic, and like the layout's pretty cool. But the big thing always I think of when I see this map is like, oh yeah, God, they're using the snow tile set.
This map, I kind of have a cool thing for it because this is what actually got me into Brood War from StarCraft 2. I was kind of like watching a little bit of Brood War, just kind of like here and there. I'd see something, and I found the Jaedong vs. Stork series on this map at WCG 2007 or something. And I watched it. It was a really cool series, and they had a really cool game on this map. And then I was kind of just like, man, I want to try Brood War for real. So
I love when you get those moments. We'll introduce the players real quick. But
sorry we did that.
Age in the pink Zerg over in the 5 o'clock-ish position, and Shobu with the olive Terran. Looks a lot better on Terran than it does on Zerg in the 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I would agree with that one.
And dude, I know exactly what you're talking about with these like kind of like games that get you like, oh, I should actually really try this game. I had the same thing happen with me watching BSU play on Outsider.
Oh, nice.
Like, it was just like, oh wow, this guy's nuts, and then you see the maps like, oh, that's really cool, it's so interesting. So I watched like every Outsider game I watched, and I was like, oh, they're all different. This is freaking sweet. And then I get into it and go, oh wow, arbiters are impossible to control. I can't do defilers at all. How do you make workers? This can't be done.
That's awesome. So it looks like our Zerg player, he's gonna scout immediately, get in the right direction. So good on him. Gonna take his 12 hatch.
Well, seeing the barracks up at the entrance this time. Is that actually a solid wall with just the barracks there?
I don't believe so. I'm pretty sure it's not. No, the SCV runs right through there, so it may be something weird like Zealot tight. I really have no idea, but I don't think it's Ling tight. No way, obviously, because the SCV went through.
We do see Augie going for an early hatch instead of an early pool. On the 3-player map, you figure if you're going to be one of those kind of early pool players, this seems like the opportunity to do it, especially since there's no ramp getting into the main. It's all flat ground, so making aggressive plays a little more interesting.
Yeah. We'll see. if these players are old and experienced Broodwar players, they know this map probably by heart. If you're kind of new, coming back to it, it might be a little dark and scary for you. It is for me. I don't have that much experience on it.
I have no idea. I played one game on this as practice, and I was like, I don't know where the bases are, so I got like 4 bases, and the Zerg took the rest of the map. I'm like, oh, this feels bad.
Yeah. So it looks like Shobu, he's got an SCV parked and a Marine right there. That's a good wall.
Yeah, that seems like it's going to get the job done quite well. We're seeing Age getting pool, gas, like nothing particularly unusual for this, but we're curious if it's going to be first early hatch, or are we going to get a fast lair? What is he going to be going into? I feel like there's so much room in the mains on this map. Like, it's a thin wall and there's so much room to maneuver. I'm curious.
It's a huge main.
Yeah, like you could like look at that Overlord at the south of it, just parked right outside that wall. I'm thinking lurker drops, and he's already set up for it.
I think you're absolutely right. That's a perfect call. I actually played a few TVPs on this map with Ashen the other day, and I found Vulture drops to be amazing here because the main is monstrous. It's a huge main.
Oh, you're the worst. Yeah, you know exactly what you're talking about. We're seeing a couple of Marines trying to move on the map just to clear out the Overlords from having the vision they're looking for. Interesting that they're moving in such a weird way, though. There's nothing really at the natural, and he's kind of just building a CSC, no bunker, no units, and these couple lings moving across the map might be enough to stop something.
Yeah.
Try to find that 42 of Larson.
Hearing a lot of background noise on your side.
Oh, sorry. Hey, Brian, can you turn it down just a little bit? Because it's coming through.
That's all good. A bunch of SCVs getting pulled, links got in the main, so looking like there's going to be enough where they shouldn't do a whole lot, but actually Shobu not turning back, going forward into the natural for Age, so looking like both sides are getting a little damage done.
Yeah, he's going to pick off an Overlord.
Oh, there's more links to this main than I thought. Like, this is going to do a lot of damage on both sides, I think.
Yeah. I think because the SCVs are so strong, I think he'll be okay here. But the Marines are going to kill a lot of drones. This is getting nasty already.
Yeah, this Leg's got a lot done for sure. Actually, if you look at the worker count for both sides, it got plummeted pretty hard. But Agi got supply blocked for a while. It could actually make units to defend. You can even see he's not making units right now. He's actually trying to make Sunkets in the main.
Yeah.
Which, I feel like if you're Shobu, you see that, you go, that sounds fantastic, and just go kill the natural, right?
Yeah, you can count that as a lost drone, right? Every Sunken he makes in the main, I mean...
A little overextended, loses 2 of the Marines to the Sunken in the main, and now with Link spawning, Agi's going to be reasonably okay. Reasonably being a relative word, though. Down to 9 workers already. That's rough. Both players getting the job done.
Yeah. I think when the dust settles, I think you call Terran ahead here. He saw the Spire. He killed at least 6 or 7 drones. Forced 2 Sunkens. Call it 9 drones. That's extra money lost. And he has all the information he needs, right?
Yeah, I actually would like to see Shobu, like, he's got 2 barracks made, 3rd one on the way. Like, I actually just wouldn't mind him going for, like, a nice fast push before Agi can really get set back up. With so few drones, like, you either gotta make a lot of drones or you gotta make a lot of units. Either way, like, you making a good army now rather than trying to be greedy seems like the way to go.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going the opposite route. He's going for the drone route here. He's back up to the 13 drone. He's building 1 Muta.
I don't understand the 1 Muta.
I guess you can scout with it. And he's building some creep colonies down at kind of the entrance between his natural and his main. He's worried about a push, but he has lings on the map, and there's no Marines.
Shobu did start moving out a little bit, and Agi saw it and backed off. Then Shobu backed off as well. So reacting to the force that could happen, we actually see Shobu looking like he's going to step out again. Actually build a fire bat, since the lings are kind of the backbone of what Agi's actually using right now.
For sure.
But I don't know the math. Like, at what point do you not have enough bio to break through like X amount of Sunkens? I don't understand that kind of stuff at all. So,
that's the amount of bio he has right now is enough to maybe take on 2 Sunkens, and then it's iffy. So he's definitely not going to break the natural with this group. Needs few Marines, and plus there's Muta there, few Mutas, and just that many would you'd be fine.
Well, we see the SCV went up to the top right just to scout, see if Age took a sneak third base, but didn't see anything there.
Yeah,
And
good play.
Shobu really grinding out some units. I think he wants to try to push out and get something done, but this one link gets past everything, sees the move out, and we'll see if this is enough. So now there's actually a decent amount of Muta, so it might be hard to get something done here.
Yep.
This poor
Gonna pick off
Overlord,
this Overlord.
this sneaky Overlord.
He's
there
not
we go.
overseeing much anymore. Oh, and
It gets
August
spotted.
sees it.
Here comes some Muta actually to dissuade this. A little bit of an opportunity here to get something done with some micro, but not sure. Gotta be careful not to just lose Mutas like that.
That's brutal. Even 1 Muta at this point, losing it is huge for him. Oh no, a little more miss micro.
I mean, we do have a couple turrets up in the main. We got some turrets over in the natural as well, but there is that like area behind the minerals in the natural that doesn't have any turrets really covering it that well. If the Mutas get back there, that can cause some problems, but not looking for the opportunity right now.
Yep. I think he's too worried about this Bioforce coming in and killing him. But he's got to keep these Mutas semi-close to home.
I do love what Shobu's doing though right now. That SCV on the right side of the map's been very diligent looking for expansions. Even the fire bat down here, he is making sure Agi's on 2 bases right now.
Yep, absolutely. And your favorite Overlord has escaped. Imagine that.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Alright, Muta's going around the top side of the natural. Like I said, there's nothing behind the minerals to really defend this here, so this is an opportunity to get some damage done.
Yeah, this is good. You definitely kill some SCVs here.
Although Shobu moving out, has the force on the map, plenty, and actually gets it retreated back to defend these Mutas. Shobu respecting the damage they could do. Although, can you? Yeah, you can get stuff behind that mineral patch. I wasn't sure if you guys should get units behind there.
I think you could build a turret behind there, but I don't think in this scenario you want to build your turrets back there. You probably want to build your turrets like in front of your minerals, really.
Yeah, SCV is actually fully getting retreated into the main. A couple turrets there will defend that without too much issue, but plenty of Bioforce being held back here. This is the opportunity for Age to get something done, but again, we're seeing the third hatch in the main, not rushing towards Hive, not trying to get a third base. I feel like the same problem we had last game is going to happen again.
Yeah. Like I said, this is really good though, delaying all the mining at the natural. And what is Shobu doing about this? He's not starting turrets. He has all his bio bunched up here. All his SCVs are on 1 base. This is a big deal.
Yeah. I mean, Shobu does have the advantage though. He's had that 1 SCV on the right side of the map this whole time. He wanted to just take a sneaky base. Like, there's nothing in the Zerg that's going to scout it at all.
No.
Well, I don't really get what he's doing with his Bioforce, like moving down towards that like 8 o'clock base. Like, there's nothing there. He's not putting pressure. He's not stopping reinforcements. That force the map just feels kind of useless. It actually catches some Mutas out on the way back. Another group trying to join up with the mains.
Yeah, let's see. So our Zerg player, he's taken his Hydra Den. But I feel like you said, I think it's going to be the same scenario. I think it's just going to be too late of a third base. And as you can see, Terran, Science Vessels, facility almost done. 2 starports ready to go. As soon as that facility's done, you're going to see 2 vessels queue up.
Ooh, I like the potential of what Age's doing here, though. He's got the 2 groups of Mutas, and he knows there's that 1 group of Bio on the map. He can fight this if he finds it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm actually seeing this is actually a lot of Mutas, like more than I was expecting. So I'm thinking it might be that Defiler or the Guardian play again. It feels like it's leaning that way, given how many Mutas he's built.
He's building an Evo, but no Queen's Nest. So I don't think we're going to see Guardians. I'm not quite sure. Muta's flying around looking for some bio to kill.
Yeah,
Gonna
we didn't really
scan.
we added 1 more Sunken, finally starting that 5th one here. So, but there's a lot of Bio starting to dream towards that bottom of the map.
If this doesn't get picked off, as it comes
come
down.
on, reinforcements. That was like there's just a line of Marines that could have been dangerous.
Yeah.
But keeping all these mutas safe, I like what he's doing there. This is like a group and a half mutas. This is gonna be hard to control actually when you have this many.
Yeah, it's definitely over 12.
Yeah, both players kind of posturing up for something that could be really drastically could go wrong. Actually, we're seeing the Queen sets go down now for Age lurker aspect on the way as well. So getting things delayed, but still we're not getting that either player. Actually, Shobu at 12 taking their next space, but Age being locked into 2 again.
Here we go, being active with these mutas. Ooh, picked off an Overlord. That's big. Supply blocks Augie.
Yeah, happens again, unfortunately. We got 3 on the way, though. Won't be too bad. Hive being started, and Lurker's about to be finished, but when you don't have supply, you can't make Lurkers.
Right. Still being active with that SUV on the right side is Shobu. Really, really just making sure our Zerg player is contained, and that is the way to do it as Terran.
And we're starting to pick off a decent amount of these Bioforce. The force split up on the 2 sides here, so I can get something done with these mutas, but here come the vessels.
Uh-oh, Irradiate. I heard that's a good spell against mutas, and these mutas heard that too, and they are out of here. Goodbye.
If you want to look at the natural for the Zerg player, there's a lot of Lurkers on the way.
Ooh, that is a lot of Lurkers.
Although we're losing another Overlord, about to get supply blocked again. Zerg getting the mutas up towards the top, spots this next base for the Terran, so you gotta shut him back down to 2 base mining as well, but 2 base versus 2 base, I want Terran every time.
Mm-hmm. It's really going to depend if Shobu's looking, he needs to see these lurkers, because if he's not paying attention, his whole army walks forward and he'll lose it. Oh. Whew.
Alright, cuts it back quite quickly.
Yeah.
That first radiant going down, actually hitting 2 of the lurkers here, it looks like, so getting some decent collateral damage. Marines moving towards the top to fight the mutas, but not enough. They're just kind of donating units. But Age not paying attention, they're on hold position.
Oh no. Oh no. Gets out of there. Ooh, double drop ship, and it looks like Zerg, he may have seen the drops, and I mean, well, where else is he going to drop? It's going to be the main. He only has one other base, so...
Well, you say where else, but that main, that's a lot of real estate to cover. It's like, oh, where is he going to drop? I'm actually surprised, though. We're seeing dropships, we're seeing science vessels. We haven't seen any Scourge this entire series.
I don't think he can afford it. He's going for that Greater Spire again.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much I like it here. The other map had like some unpassable terrain, stuff you couldn't walk over. This map, not really as much, unless you can get behind that natural again. Like, there's not really anywhere you can put the Guardians where they're definitely safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And before, I think he only... Well, he did have 2 starports eventually, but I feel like he's going to have more vessels than he had last game.
Well,
and that's deadly.
If you look at the 9 o'clock, here comes the mutas getting ready in position, but... I mean, we have double starport production. All you gotta do is make that Wraith, make that Valkyrie. Like, you don't need to make much to actually dissuade that from pushing into the main and getting damage done. Not quite the same as the harassing line.
Terran's gonna go right here. This is not going well.
Sloppy. Very sloppy.
That did not feel good for our Terran player.
No, and I don't like that he has this giant group of bio up at the like 1 o'clock position. Not really getting a whole lot done. If they were moving around the map anymore, there's no medics with them, no nothing. Mutas actually catch up and fight them, but yeah, there's not enough mutas to really get things done. Lane's moving out into the natural, cleaning up the rest of the bio forces, just science vessels now.
That's a lot of vessels, but you gotta have something underneath them.
Yeah, Ling's pushing across the map now, and Guardian's being morphed down below the main. Lots of Lings on the way, actually. Adrenaline is finished now, so might as well make the cheap good unit, right? Yeah.
A lot of Marines. Let's see if he can surround this bio. Oh, good D-Matrix.
Absolutely. And too many Lings went towards that bunker with the little Marine firebout wall. Didn't really get a whole lot done. Guardians moving into the third and also going to be moving into the main. So really putting pressure on both sides. But, I mean, this is barely buying an opportunity for Augie to finally take a third, and he took it in a spot that I'm not sure how he's as defend. It's a very wide open area.
We have battle cruisers on the way.
My man. I mean, I think that makes sense, doesn't it? Like, you're gonna, it's like you can't, like you just anything in the air to fight the Guardians does well, and then you're gonna have the Yamato cannons to fight off lurkers if you have detection or break some of the sunken defense. I think that makes sense.
If he's got to make sure he doesn't lose this starport that has a BC halfway done, because that would be painful. I think he's gonna be fine. Yeah, he'll hold it. Now Guardian's camping above the natural.
Yeah, but Shobu finding that third base, not even finished yet, gonna have to force a cancel here, I think.
Huge flood of lings coming out. Cancels the third. That's really good.
Yeah, lings move
But
up,
what
though.
about the third base? The third base of our Terran, not good.
I mean, where did third base go? Did it burn down?
I think so. I think it's gone.
No, there's a CC like floating in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of the map. I don't know what's happening anymore.
Oh.
This game's kind of all over the place.
It is.
The
Still,
Guardians do get cleaned up though by Irradiate, so that pressure on the natural is finally ended. But Terran's main mined out effectively, going down to one base, has this other CC, but not actually mining. So even though we've been talking this whole game that Augie needs to take another base, like we're still in the same situation we were ages ago.
Very
Except
true.
Now here comes some Yamato cannons, although quite a bit away on energy to actually do it.
Did he even research it? That's the question. So expensive. But
I mean,
just having them.
Yeah, just to be able to shoot these lurkers was something, but here come a couple Hydras, don't need a whole lot to fight these.
D-Matrix on these BCs would be amazing. There it is.
You called it. Oh, Scourge are gonna find this dropship that was trying to go into main. Oh no!
Oh no!
Brutal.
That was so much bio. That was huge. But
I do feel this is another situation where it's like, oh, look at this hot play, it did so much, but you look at the supply right now, it's too little too late.
true.
Shobu in the top right starting their next base as well. These matrixed BCs actually just walking straight towards the drones to get more worker kills, because why not?
Yeah, and there's really nothing Xur can do about this unless they have an overwhelming number of Scourge, because they just get one shot. And what do you do?
Yeah, Age saying exactly what we're thinking with this game. We're putting in a valiant effort, but I don't know, like when you can't establish that next base, like this isn't the game you can just sit on two and keep being aggressive. You can do that, but not with Zerg. You gotta play a different race. Agi tapping out and
Well played.
Shobu taking that series.
Good. It was good fun TVZ.
Yeah, those were very exciting games. I just wish Agi took a third base or something. Like, there's plenty of opportunities. He pulled Shobu back, forced the bio to come back and defend, and I was like, "Here's your opportunity. Go take a base." Didn't do it. So he just eventually dried up.
Yeah.
All right, we're moving into your favorite matchup. I'm sorry.
Oh no.
Well, just make sure I got it right. What's your favorite matchup? Does it involve a lot of zealots and dragoons?
Are we talking about TVP?
No, we're talking about PvP. You wish. You wish it was PvP.
I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to watch TVP. You know, when the arbiters fly over and stasis everything.
No, that's just your PTSD. That has nothing to do with the matchup. But speaking of the matchup, we got the Olive Protoss in the bottom right. That's gonna be Shafiru. He's gonna be Shafir for me. I'm not doing that. And then in the top left, we got the blue Protoss, King Pie, a little PvP action. Which, I mean, the matchup's not as bad as people say it is. It's fun.
Oh, I don't think it's bad at all. I love watching PvP. And I'm a Terran player.
It gets a lot of flack. Like, a lot of people are like, it's boring, or I think it's more flack from Protoss players than people watching it, though. Because we're just like, we're all like, these matchups are ridiculous. it's a coin flip.
I think
We have to guess.
every player thinks their mirror matchup is probably boring. It goes that way for some reason, because I like watching ZVZs.
ZVZ is awesome. I love ZVZ. I think TVT is kind of objectively boring, though. I think the people that like watching TVT also like watching chess, which there's nothing wrong with that, but you gotta be a certain kind of person.
Well, what if it's Flash playing TVT? Is it
No,
still boring?
I'll watch Fantasy play TVT because he's not gonna be boring. He's gonna get something done.
Did you see Flash's TVTs in the last ASL? They were over in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that group was ridiculous. I just looked at the length of the YouTube bot and said, not a chance. Although this ASL season recently has been very good. A lot of really exciting matchups. I'm excited to see how it keeps moving forward.
Yeah, round of 8 was amazing. Everything went to 5 games. Super cool.
Yeah.
Sorry,
No, we can spoil. It's been long enough. If you want to, but we don't really need to here. We're talking PvP here, and both players doing the normal opening. No one doing anything weird yet. The first deviation you would see here is like, are you getting a Zealot before your core? No, neither player are, because why would you?
Is there? I don't know anything about PvP. So, is there like gas stealing in PvP? Can you do that?
It's not usually worth it because Zealots kill it so fast. So you
Okay.
have the gateway in time, you just build a Zealot. And you really can't afford to have the 100 gas and cancel it later.
Okay.
Because like
Makes
you're really mineral locked early because you got to get this, like the Cyber Core costs 200, Zealots, Dragoons, range, like it's a lot of expensive mineral heavy stuff.
Makes sense. Oh, I do know one thing about PvP. You don't want to lose your scouting probe very early. You got to keep that alive.
You want to keep it alive as long as possible, which is basically until Dragoon pops, or it dies to the first Zealot if you're watching my games. But absolutely, we're seeing both players still just doing exactly what you're expecting. You kind of like stay at one gate, get your Dragoon range, and you don't really want to commit to a tech until you can get the probe out of your base, and you don't really need to like rush into it either. So once we see these scouts out of the base for sure, then we'll see what the choice is going to be. We're seeing from Shafir a second gateway, which is totally normal. Nothing exceptional about that at all.
And since we don't see a second gateway by King P here, does that mean it's going to be a Robo?
I mean, you can do a gate into Robo with a gate. You can get 2 gates in a Robo in whatever order you feel like doing it in. I'm guessing though, looking that he still hasn't added on anything, it's going to be 1 gateway expand.
Wow.
I had to take the guess at it, which actually it works. Oh. It works well. Here comes the Robo, so it's going to be 2 gate Robo, probably. I don't know. Like this is the thing. It's like it's so much guesswork, and there's openings that it's like if he does this one, I'm definitely going to lose. But if they don't do it, you can be greedy and get away with it. Crane said it really well, that it's a matchup about knowing where your strength is and just being a little bit greedier than your opponent. Because especially in this matchup, defender advantage is so huge.
Okay.
We're seeing from Shafir adding on that Robo, so we got 2 gate Robo for Shafir. We're not seeing a second gateway yet for King Pie, so we're going to see what kind of opening this is actually going to build into. But like, you can't be too aggressive if you know you don't have the gateway production to back it up.
So when you're going 2 gate Robo, are you doing this as a build that you're going to hit a timing later, or is this I'm being safe, I want to get an expansion up?
It can be either, honestly. It's kind of, if you're going to go for an expansion and you see your opponent like they went for the expansion, Shafir actually pushing this unit pretty far back, showing his Dragoon lead, and actually going to get that Zealot for free.
Yeah.
Once he kills it. There we go. The probe's sneaking around, going to get into the thing, and he's looking for one thing. He's looking for a Nexus right now. Which right now he's going to see there is no Nexus, and King P's going to have to be careful of what kind of attacks coming his way. We do see a Reaver on the way. Easy defense right here. That's why you build the Robo so close to the ramp. Like, you can't break Dragoons like that, up a ramp. You're never gonna get it done. And then once the Robo is there, you're safe and ready to go. Absolutely, but you can see here from King Pie, little cheeky fun stuff, makes a pylon at the Nexus just to ensure he knows there's no Nexus for a while.
Yeah, I like it. So both players going for Reaver here. Looks like Shafir going for Observer first.
You usually don't have to rush into the Reaver. Like, if you're getting a Reaver this early like this, like, you got to make your choice. Like, is it going to be DTs or something? Am I going to get a shuttle?
Mhm.
So he can use the Reaver here just for defense, since the units are right outside his base, and then use that to secure taking a Nexus behind it.
And so we see Shafir building the obs first, just because he sees that King P is up on his ramp and defensive, and he didn't know if it was Reaver until now. So I'm sure he builds the obs just in case it's DT. But
yeah, just in case it's DT, but also like if you rush for a Reaver and then you're getting Observer and a Nexus like this, you're really good defensively, but you can't move out. You only can move out with Dragoons. So he doesn't need the Reaver right away. He can save the minerals because they are expensive and get the Nexus. Like you can see, even that he had to kill a pylon. The Nexus is a pretty similar timing. It's only a little bit behind. So
what do you think about King P still on one gate here?
Well, he just added on 2 now. It's constant production. Like doing this kind of one gateway robo expand, you would have to really heavily commit to gateways to break this. And with Shafir doing that 2-gate robo, which is kind of middle of the road, he's not going to have the muscle to break through the defender advantage. So it's a little bit greedy. It just can lose to really gateway heavy or all-in kind of builds. We're actually seeing a little extra safety, ensuring he doesn't get broken here by building a shield battery at the front. I respect it.
Yeah, what do you think about this with Shafir playing with fire here, like kind of poking with his Dragoons, and he knows Reavers are there and 2 good Scarabs, and you lose all your Dragoons, right?
I mean, if the Reaver's close enough to fire the Scarabs at the Dragoons, you're not like moving forward with the Reavers to do that. They're set up where it's like the Dragoons can't move forward and be aggressive themselves more than like they're looking for free pokes and damage, because they're so slow you can't afford to risk them. Kind of like the same way TVP you position tanks to protect your early expansion.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like you're going to have them in range to fight, but you're not going to move them up forward and really force them back. You're going to just chill out. Well, you do see the 3 gateways done for King P. We got the 4 gateways on the way now for Shafir, so he's going to have a little bit of an advantage as far as units go. And with both Nexuses done, Shafir actually coming out ahead a couple workers. I guess King P cut some workers to get some of his infrastructure up. Actually, Shafir going up to 6 gates now, looking like he wants to be committed to doing a 2-base push sometime soon.
Okay. No forges on either side. Are upgrades not really a thing in PvP?
Later in the game, maybe, but early on, it's just not worth the investment. It's not that weapons upgrades aren't bad. They do help with the shields. Usually, it will cut down like 1 shot from a Dragoon to kill something. Okay. It's just that you also have to spend 150 minerals on the forge too.
Sure. Yeah. And like you said, you're mineral locked early.
I mean, we're past the point where minerals are really the thing now. You can see, this is the thing we're looking for more, is that King P getting his Citadel of a dude going into Templar tech. Reavers are really strong early, but if you can get into Storms and survive getting into there, you're going to be in a much better spot. Especially just because, if nothing else, Storms are super good against Reavers.
Sure. Both players, similar supply. Looks like Shafir
has a lot more workers though. Keeping very well up on his production. So Shafir's position I like a lot better, all things considered. Well, it can't be starting at Temple Archives now. I really want to see Shafir start working on his tech. He can't just stay on Reavers forever.
No shuttles on either side. What do you think about adding a shuttle here by somebody? Oh, here we go. Looks like Shafir is adding a shuttle.
Yeah, you don't really need shuttles unless you're planning to attack. Harassing into like a really defended, like you can see from both players, they have pylons in a lot of positions that would make it hard to actually get any harassment done. Especially since the Reaver Scarabs are the worst thing in history. They don't ever get anything done.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, if you pay attention and run away, it like does 90% of the time. It feels like it's really obnoxious. But we do gotta be careful, just with both players just building up their forces. Shafir loading his Reavers into a shuttle. Didn't research shuttle speed though, so it's not like you're gonna be able to zoom in and really get something crazy done. Things are so expensive in this matchup. You gotta be careful about what you're investing in.
How do you manage the balance of Zealots and Dragoons? Is there like a specific number of Dragoons you want with a number of Zealots?
think it's for the bulk of the early game, it's just mostly Dragoon. Until you get speed, you don't want Zealots at all. Once you get leg speed, then maybe you can start investing in them. The problem is that the Zealots die so fast to Reavers too. So you gotta really get into that part where you're not fighting at someone's base, but more fighting in the open field.
Makes sense. Looks like Shafir's coming up here, getting in between the natural and the third base.
Trying
Big
to
RB.
force his way through. Looks like we do have a Dragoon advantage for Shafir a little bit. It's starting to work out.
Does have those Reavers in his shuttle. Here we go. Big Scarab shots. Oh! Loses the shot.
Yeah, but we're actually Kingpy's losing a lot more forces a lot quicker. There's enough Dragoons here to just move forward and actually fight through these Reavers if he wants to commit to the fight.
80 energy. Oh, big storm.
Yeah, that's doing a lot of good
Using
damage.
that shield battery.
Yeah, we are committed though to just basically these Reavers. Gotta focus them down and get it done. He's not target firing them. They get a couple more Scarabs off they shouldn't have, and Shafir had a good opportunity here, but kind of fumbled the attack.
Good hold by King P. Good, awesome storms. He was microing using that shield battery, repaired his Reaver one time. I like it.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, you've seen the situation happen tons of times when you play TVP, where it's just that kind of commitment where it's like, oh, if they took all the Dragoons and just focused the Reavers, that fight ends the game for Shafir. Like, just move forward, get the Reavers down, ignore the Dragoons, ignore the shield battery. But the fact that he stalled it out a little bit, wasn't focus firing, didn't fully commit, really cost him that fight. And you can see King P is already rebuilding his army quite quickly. Both players actually have enough infrastructure to get the job done, but Shafir actually kind of low on money, actually having to invest a little bit in Zealots just because they're cheaper.
Gotcha. So it looks like Shafir does have that speed done that you were talking about. So now he is building some more Zealots. No players have taken a third. Do you think anybody can take one here? Is it still that risky?
You have to position into it. I would say King P has the better opportunity to here. Losing a couple Zealots for free here from a bad rally, unfortunately, it looks like. But I think if either player was gonna do it, it's King P, because King P already has Storm done and some High Templars made. So he could just get pylon wall the ramp up that north third and really secure that off, and then just if anything tries to break it, they're right in position to be stormed. But
sure. Look at this. There's a storm drop coming and he's gonna catch it. He needs to turn around.
Oh dear Lord.
Oh my goodness.
Just collateral.
Survives.
Didn't see it, unfortunately, but very close to death. Here comes more Dragoons. Done for sure.
Mm.
That was a very greedy angle to take from King P, not going hugging the edge of the map or anything, going right up through the middle is very, very greedy. Because even if nothing else, you tend to consolidate units outside that bridge right by your natural, just because it's so hard to move past it if you don't control it.
Sure. And it looks like Shafir is quite a bit up on supply. It looks like he has the better army. He has Storm here. King P needs to be really careful on how he fights this.
Yeah, see, this is when Zealots get good. When you're fighting in these bigger spaces, Zealots versus Dragoons are really strong. You can see the Reaver from King P so far back, it's not actually in the fight.
Kind of a whiff on Shafir's Storm. Wow, that was an amazing storm.
Brutal. Well, you do see
But
Shafir keeps moving forward. This should be enough force to get some stuff done. Reaver in the back going to be putting some damage down as well. Storms are getting a lot of stuff done, but Shafir actually just has more stuff. This time killing the 10 units before they clear out his units.
Looks like that shield battery is about to go down if he wants to. Oh, nice storm again. With the rallies here, he can hold, right?
No, I don't think so. There's enough.
Huge line of Zealots coming up.
This is how you get through and up the ramp. You need Zealots to get the job done, not Dragoons. So if the Zealots have to get in there, they're just hanging out on the bridge. But Shafir definitely, if nothing else, he's definitely going to kill this natural. But I think he could fight his way up if he wanted to. There's one High Templar up at the top, but doesn't have an energy for a storm. And this Reaver going to be able to engage through this high ground advance straight to these Zealots and really get everything cleared out.
Yep. Looks like this is about it for King P. Starting some more gates in the main, but I don't think that's the answer right now.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be quite enough to do it. So many Zealots here. They got to get up the ramp, but King P tapping out right there. Good game from both players so far. Kind of playing how you'd expect the matchup to go.
Yeah.
We see in the chat someone say shout out to Sugo. Why is this a shout out to Sugo? Can you explain that one? We're going to be getting to the next game on Fighting Spirit. If we want to talk about another opportunity, it was like, oh, it's going to be hard to attack here. This map makes it hard to attack in Protoss vs. Protoss.
So, PvP, Fighting Spirit, classic map, easy to hold natural?
Reasonably. We'll introduce the players first real quick. We got King P in the red Protoss in the bottom right. And we got Shafir in the yellow Protoss in the bottom left. Again, this is like another situation that you can see in other matchups too. It's just that bridge control is so important for being able to move out. But it is it's a high ground main with the ramp. So if you want to do something tricky in your main base, you should be okay to do it. And it should be easy enough to like protect your natural. So expansions shouldn't be too hard to take here. But the big thing, just because that third base is it's high ground, it's so easy to defend. If either player wanted to go for it later, it should be reasonable to take it. But as you can see from that last game, like both players were on two base at like 140 supply. Neither of them felt safe to take the third. And it's just a one bad fight, the game's over. So that's why like Protoss vs. Protoss has that reputation that it's hard to actually, expand and move into a normal game instead of just making Dragoons and Reavers at each other.
So if you have an even game going into this and both players do want to take a third, as King P, your third kind of is close to your opponent's natural. Do you want to take that as your third, or do you want to be expanding away from your opponent in PvP?
I think it kind of just depends on what you want to do. Like if you're planning to be aggressive, but if you're taking a base, you're probably not. I would say for King B, I probably would take the 3 o'clock as my third. But I'm really not sure of the expansion patterns. Getting the 3 base Protoss with Protoss is rare enough in itself.
Okay, fair enough.
Not seeing anything weird from either player. There's like weird exotic builds you can do. There's like this, like a Zealot expand using forges and cannons. You can actually go Nexus first on 4-player maps, and your opponent has to know how to punish it. Otherwise, it actually just puts you ahead. Because you can you can get the again defender advantage being so strong. You can actually get the stuff out in time to defend. You're committed to defending, but like, you'll have the expansion so much faster.
Right.
But not seeing anything too weird. And I would say, like, out of a lot of the matchups, this could easily be the one where you might have one build that you like, and that's it. That's what you do. Because, like, there's some builds where it's like, if he does this one thing, I lose, but the rest of it, I should at least be okay. I'll survive. I'll figure it out. So, like, a lot of people is like, if they do 2-gate robo, they're probably only doing 2-gate robo. They're not really mixing a lot of stuff. Granted, this is higher level play, so I wouldn't be surprised if they had a little more variety to it, but if they did the thing I'm used to seeing, which is, just get some gateways, Cybercore, Robo, expansion eventually, like, nothing too weird. We actually see King P got the Zealot out in time to block the Scout, and actually Shafir doing the same here, so if they want to have an opportunity to be a little tricky, this could be the game to do it.
Yeah. Yeah, both players denying a Scout. So if your Scout is completely denied, do you have to go into Observer?
No, you have to take the coin flip of, do I think they have detection? Yes, no.
Okay.
But this is why 2-gate Robo is a staple build in the matchup. If someone's new to the game and they're learning, it's like 2-gate Robo. It'll get you through everything because you get Observers in time for DTs, you have Reavers in time to defend. Like, you're going to be fine kind of against a little bit of everything if you do 2-gate Robo. But you could be doing, like, just gateways and no Robo. And then it's like, if they respect detection and get the Observer before the Reaver and you just slam down a bunch of goons down their throat, like, they're not going to be able to, they're going to be in a bad spot moving forward. So it's kind of like one of those, if you can't get the Scout, it's frustrating because you kind of got to make an educated risk.
Sure. Okay. Looks like both players doing the same thing they did last game. Shafir's going into the double gates, and it looks like King P is taking the one gate and going into Robo.
Yep, like I was saying, it's a lot of comfort in just doing something that's like, if you know the build's not going to lose you the game, it's hard to justify why you would change it up. We do see King P trying to move out a little bit. Equal forces, though, from both sides, so not really any kind of drastic problem. And Shafir adding on their own Robo now, so going into 2-game Robo like we were expecting.
Well, the Robo's about to finish here for King P, so we're going to see what tech he lays down. Looks like he's microwaving right now. And needs to be careful here. His opponent has more goons.
Yeah, so that Zell is definitely going to be killed on the way back from this. You got to be very careful, especially with these early fights, to not like eat into your production for micro. Like figure out your opportunities to get things done. Because we actually see King P here not actually building a lot of units right now. So if you're having this extra stuff here, he's not going to be able to break up the ramp and kill him, but he's definitely going to be able to control the natural until he can break out of it and really slow down his expansion. You already see from Shafir throwing out Nexus because he knows he's got control.
Yeah, and it looks like King P, he threw down an Observer and a robotic support base, so it looks like he's going for that Reaver quickly.
Yeah, you always get both. Like, you always get the Observatory just because it's so cheap. Like, you're not gas constrained so bad right away. Like, you might not be able to get the Observer immediately, but like, it's not so bad to get it that quickly. We actually do get the probe back in the main, though, for King P. Sees that's not any kind of DT tech or nothing, but sees the expansion, how fast it's timed up. Curious how King P is going to respond, if he's just going to eat the loss and take an expansion himself, or if he's going to go for a counterattack.
Yeah, I'm curious as well. You're down in gates. You're down 3/4 of a Nexus, and you know this. But you do have a Reaver.
Well, he went for Reaver. He's not building a shuttle. This is indicating me he wants to just take the expansion. Because the Reaver is an easy way to defend this off. You can even see Shafir not even contesting it, just backs off. It just takes the giant lead, because look, like, his Nexus is almost done.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like Shafir, he's building his own Reaver right now.
Yeah,
And,
usually something you gotta do when you do an early expansion, just in case there is that threat. Like, we see that, like, we pushed out there's a Reaver and a Nexus, but Shafir actually didn't see the Nexus. That's why he's sending the Observer now to really get a good idea if it's going to be a push or not. But you gotta get the Reaver and be ready for defense in case it was just like, oh, I slammed down 3 or 4 gates and I'm just gonna kill you.
Sure, makes sense. So it looks like he's going to come in here. He sees the Reaver. He's quite seen the Yeah, there he goes. He sees the Nexus.
And he's gonna see that we're going up to 3 gates with the Observer. So, I mean, it can't be looking like he's doing exactly the same build he did last game. Shafir doing something similar himself. So, if things are going to pan out the same way, I'm expecting King P to get the faster Citadel and into Templar tech.
So, to me, it looks like we have a similar situation to last game, like you said, where Shafir's build looks like it puts him ahead a little more economically in the later stages. He's going to be getting some more gates, and he has more probes right now. He's had that Nexus. I mean, King P just now getting probes onto his Nexus.
Yeah, well, just Saetzero just a little bit more ahead than his opponent, kind of in every way. Did enough. Like, this was what I was saying, where it's just like, you want to be just a little bit more greedy. KP tried to be a little more greedy with that, having that 1 gateway expand instead of 2. But when Shafir pushed him back and secured his natural, he got punished for doing it.
Sure. Yeah.
We're saying we have a volume problem. Can you describe the volume problem so I can fix it? You see a probe moving up towards the 3rd base for Shafir. Sees the pylon there. Like, this is one thing you can do a lot in these matchups, is just put pylons either in annoying spots, like at the expansion, so it has to get cleared, so you know it's not getting snuck out. Or even like if there was a pylon at the 6 o'clock, then you would know it's not going to, like, you'd see any shuttles moving across the map or anything. Which a shuttle is about to be finished for Saetzero. See if he wants to go for some harassment.
Yeah. Yeah, pylons. Awesome spotters, I feel like, in this matchup. Units are so strong. Takes anything. You have to move like a bunch of units over there to kill it, and you risk, You risk them just running into your natural when you have 4 less goons over there killing a pylon or something.
Can't be moving down to 6 o'clock, looking like wants to get something. Has a probe and a couple goons here. I'm curious if this is going to be some kind of expansion, but having these goons away from the base while Shafir is pushing through, has a shuttle with 2 Reavers. This fight, you gotta be careful. I don't know if I want to attack into this Shafir.
Looks like the Reavers are going to get off of better shots. The King P's Reavers aren't even moving yet. Oh, both lose a Reaver.
Yeah, we're definitely Shafir ahead right now, but this is the opportunity I'm talking about. Move forward, kill the Reaver, or back out, and like don't just fight in the middle. Shafir actually decided to back out and not keep forcing the fight, but I think he could have killed that Reaver no problem. That pylon out in the front actually doing a good amount of help for King P to make the fight a little more chaotic, since you can't just like hope it fires in the right direction.
Yeah. Soaking some of that damage. It looked like before that fight happened, King P did want to take his third, and it looks like Shafir, look, he's going to go up here and check right now. Okay, is there a third?
I think it was just actually just a pylon to spot drops, not really security.
Oh, is that what it was? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Look,
we're heading into that phase where you might be getting shuttles, and especially shuttle speed. You need that advance warning to know it's coming. So having some kind of spotting down at the 6 o'clock is the easiest way when you're close by air like that.
Like you said, we just see Shafir. He just planted a pylon in that kind of no man's area between your natural and your third, just spotting for shuttles.
I mean, honestly, even something like that, though, we saw it from King P during that fight. Having that forward pylon, even if there's never going to be buildings there, it absorbs shots from Dragoons if they're not being particularly, like, targeted. Like, if you're just kind of just trying to A-move and, like, do really lazy micro. Those pylons will be worth their weight in gold. If they absorb, even, like, if the shields break alone, you save, like, 3 Dragoons.
It looks like King P taking a pylon up near that 3 o'clock position. Maybe that's where he wants to take his third this game.
That's what I'm thinking here. Looks like he's setting up for an expansion for once.
Saving some money here. He's got about 700 minerals. We'll see if he drops a third. Getting some more rallies out. Both players in the storm, right?
Yeah, you always want to be going into Templar Tech. People were saying Deathstar's a little louder. I adjusted the volume. Let me know if that's better. This observer that King P has right in the middle of the map here, spotting all this army movement, lets him know that he shouldn't be feeling super threatened until he actually sees the move out. Shafir moving out, but not with everything at once. I'd
kind of like to see King P get out of this bridge area that you were talking about. He kind of did the same thing on Overwatch, where he kind of stayed back at his natural, and the arc just kind of ate him alive, and I feel like the same thing's about to happen here. Shafir, he's going to control this bridge.
Down the natural, though, we got Storm Drop. This could kill all the probes.
Oh, this will be huge.
No reaction, everything. Oh, no. Alright, Shafir up and hit natural for King P. Trying to force through, but you don't want to force your way through over the bridge. If you're being defensive, where King P is actually hard to break through just from one angle. So Shafir actually giving up on that. Doesn't get anything done with the attack. That Storm Drop just did so much damage.
Yeah, 15 probes went down.
Yeah, I'd say we went in 4 seconds, and I would say King B is ahead now.
Here comes the DT, but not going to get anything done. There's an observer there. I really hope Shafir sees this High Templar hiding in the corner, because he's rebuilding energy, and he almost has enough for a storm. And if King P is paying attention, he is licking his chops right now, just counting the seconds.
Yeah, this would be a good opportunity, though, for Shafir to actually put pressure on his third, but there's no observers on the map, really, for Shafir.
Here comes the Reaver. He sees him.
Oh my god, a Reaver for High Templar.
Oh no, he did not get the storm off. Hero Reaver. Slowest move in the game.
That was dramatic, though. It was so close. But again, this observer just seeing everything. Good storm hitting the bulk of the army for Shafir. Trying to push his way through this again, but when you're fighting through Storm and Reaver, you don't want to push into a bridge like this. I don't like this attack.
Yeah, good on King P, just holding his ground here, keeping his units kind of on hold position, and letting Shafir just walk into a meat grinder a little bit. But it looks like Shafir, he's got his third up. He has less drone probes right now, but he does have his third, and it's going to be fully mining here in just a minute.
Yeah, one problem we're seeing from both players, King P adding him on now, that now we're establishing into this later game, we're up on 3 bases. You need to really make sure you're adding gateways on, otherwise eventually you're going to have so much money, no way to build them. And it's not like, you know, maybe like in like Protoss vs. Terran, where it's like, oh, I can just go carriers or arbiters. Those aren't really the value units in this matchup the same way they are in Protoss vs. Terran. You really do stick on a lot of the gateway tech for a significant part of the game.
Looks like both players about to mine out in their mains, though. They're running really low, so it's going to be almost like we're on 2 base again here.
Yeah, it's looking like it's going to happen, but this fight might go better for Shafir this time. He's coming from 2 angles and fighting in open ground, not over the bridge. See how this fight goes instead.
Yeah, it's getting a little messy. Big storms at the bottom.
There's a DT and no observers, though, so Shafir's going to lose a lot of stuff on the south side without getting anything done.
Looks like King P winning the fight to the north, but losing the fight to the south.
I think KP just won that fight straight up. There's not enough left over because that one DT doing so much work for Shafir right now. Or against Shafir, I should say. KP, like that DT, 4 kills in an army fight is a lot with these high health Protoss units.
Yeah, great storms by King P again. His storms have been on point this whole series.
Yeah, I definitely see why seems to be the player favorite to get the faster Templar tech. Definitely making great use of it. And actually, he's putting a probe up towards the top right, looking like he wants to start setting up for his next base as well.
Yeah.
Although we do have to be careful. Shafir going in for one of the things that could really get some job done. He's about to finish his shuttle speed, and you saw how fast Storm kills all the workers. If you have shuttle speed, there's like no reaction time you're ever going to have to fight that.
Yeah. Looks like Shafir, he's sending a Zealot around checking for expansions. I think he's eventually going to find the 4th, but down 40 supply, I don't think he can even punish it.
I mean, 20 of it is workers, but that it speaks volumes that King P doesn't have to really get anything done. You actually see King P taking the 6 o'clock base as well now. We're getting into another open field fight. A lot more stuff here for King P, though. I don't want to take this fight at all. Great storms landing on the Dragoon lines in the back as well. King P forcing Shafir back without any problem. Goes up to now 50 supply.
Yeah, 50 supply lead.
Oh, here comes that
looks
shuttle.
like more Templar are here.
Shuttle speed, drops a Reaver. We're gonna see, is this enough to get something done? We're actually
Is this
morphing
an
Archon.
emergency Archon? Emergency
Yeah,
Archon.
It's just to save the Templars that was about to pick off instead. But King P forces his way through the natural without a giant Dragoon or Reaver line. Like, this is going to be real easy to push his way through.
Yeah, the supply lead just keeps getting a little bit bigger. It was 40, 50, now it's 60.
And King P's 4th base established. Shafir's Zealot
Oh,
never
these
got around to find
Archons.
it. This is brutal. I think King P, this is where he keeps moving forward and takes a real foothold on this game.
Reaver at the natural though of King P getting some work done. Yeah,
not quite enough
out.
though when Shafir taps out.
That was a good PvP.
Yeah, what are these guys doing? They're expanding? What is this?
Come on, I want to see some dirty DT play. I want to see some DT drops. And, you know.
That's not what you do in this matchup. Like, you can have your PTSD about DTs all you want. DT in this matchup is legitimate non-cheese play.
I want to see some DTs. They both go for the DT build. They walk by, they give each other a high five, and just start massacring probe, you know?
We're going to start in 1 second. Okay, we're gonna get into our 3rd game. This is on Tower Cross. I have no idea how this matchup plays out on this map, so...
Looks like the 3rd would be impossible to hold here, right? It's so exposed. Even your natural, there's a big choke to it, so...
I have no idea. Well, we have King P in the top right in the blue Protoss. We got Shafir in the bottom 5 o'clock position with the orange this time. When you have a map without a ramp, I just want a 2-gate goon. I want a 3-gate goon. I want to like just make it a nice aggressive play because without that ramp advantage, that's what makes it like hard to like punish. Like you can stop the natural on like a fighting spirit, But getting up the
Sure.
ramp is a different question. When there's no ramp anymore, very different game.
Right, so the build that King P's been going for, that one gate into Robo, probably a little more dangerous here because they'll just walk right into your main, right? The guy with more goons, with if he has more goons and your Reaver's not out yet, you lose.
Yeah, well, especially like when you do like a one gate kind of goon expand, the kind of thing that he's been doing, where he's getting the tech up fast and then trying to get an expansion, not really focusing on that second gateway of units. That's the kind of opportunity where if you just went gateways and skipped the robotics, like you don't have enough units to hold the units. Like it just snowballs out of control before Reavers even come into play.
Yeah.
You need that high ground advantage to help that. But like we saw in these other games, the player might be just committed to doing the builds they're comfortable with and may not switch anything up at all.
Makes sense.
We're getting a first scout from Shafir, which I think King P is going to be getting the same as well. So both getting no scouting denied. They're going to get full information and see if either player's doing something weird.
Whoa, looks like King P's probe is taking a hike. Going the scenic route. He's looking for centered gateways, maybe? Maybe a proxy gate is what he was trying to spot?
Maybe. Definitely interesting.
But then again, I think you can proxy gateways just to the north of that anyway, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm not particularly sure what they were looking for, but it seems okay, but that's actually going to cost them that early scout. Although still, no ramp, reasonably big opening. I don't think the scout's going to get denied if he gets there fast enough. One Zealot I don't think blocks that off enough.
No, and I don't even think it's going to be done. The Zealot hasn't even started yet for Shafir, so...
Oh yeah,
he was
supply
there
blocked.
it goes.
Yeah, he was supply blocked. Jeez.
So it looks like the probe's going to get there right as the Zealot comes out, but like you said, no way you block that. Both players going to be able to at least see the first opening minutes for each other.
Yeah, nothing particularly unusual. King P actually having a pretty sizable gas bench, having about 50 more than his opponent, getting the assimilator a little faster. And I don't think that was I think that's just Shafir flubbing the opening a little bit. I don't see any particular advantage he got from that. And both players get in Dragoon range. I love the first 5 minutes of this matchup. It's the same fucking thing every time. It's like, what do you talk about? I don't know. How are you doing? How's your week been?
See, they're both chasing their probes. Nobody's even gotten a hit yet. Both players doing a good job keeping their probes alive.
Yep.
And
the Dragoon finally popping up for King P, going to be able to shut down the scout finally, and we'll see what the check choice is once the scout is forced out. Saetzero doing the same here, and Saetzero immediately adds the second gateway.
okay. And we're going to find out here in just a minute what King P's going to do. He adds a pylon. Oh, they're both players supply blocked, actually. It's kind of big.
It's not as bad for King P if he's going for the Robo like he's been doing, because you need a lot of money and gas anyway, and there's that Robo. It doesn't really affect you that you're supply blocked for 2 turns long.
Okay, so I'd really, really like to see Shafir identify this, if he can, and maybe just walk in there and kill him before he gets the Reaver out? I don't know if that's possible, but...
Not all 2 gateways, so you'd have to commit to it and add more gateways now. Or you'd have to go to Robo and actually skip the Observer, go straight for the kind of you get a shuttle while the base is working, and then you can rush to a Reaver.
Okay.
You see King P moving forward a little bit, even unit fight, so defender advantage, although she's getting a little better of it.
Ooh, both players losing that first gun. Look at this micro fight, I love it.
And King P comes out ahead, better Dragoon control here. Shafir just tries to stay there and get the damage done, but that's not what you want to do when the Zealot's punching you in the face.
2 more goons coming out, though.
Okay, we are seeing a different opening here from Shafir, getting a 3rd gateway, skipping the Robotex. Like I was saying, this could have the punch he needs to drive his way through this. King P also doing a different opening, getting his 3 gateways very quickly.
Wow. So is this a 1 base kind of all-in, where you go Reaver with 3 gates?
No, I'm actually surprised at getting support bay. Usually, if you're doing this from King P side and you're getting 3 gateways, you get the Observers, just so you don't die to DTs. but you can't really afford the Reavers, so you don't really worry about it so much.
Okay.
So him getting support bay is a little bit of money I don't think he needs to spend, but I guess it gives him the flexibility if he wants to choose to do that. So Shafir committed to 3 gateways, no tech. King P has 3 gateways with some tech, but a defender advantage. I think King P's spot here looks fantastic for him.
Looks like Shafiri's got all 3 gateways rallied, and he's gonna go for it here.
Yep. Even Goon fight right now. One's trailing behind. Shafir messing up his army movement a little bit. Loses that first Goon, and that's unfortunate for when you're trying to do something like this.
Reaver on the way. Gonna be done. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. There's no way you break in here. Not with the Reaver so close.
Yeah, we do see Shafir. He's actually just going to keep cranking out goons, it looks like. You can see on Shafir's side, you can barely afford making goons off this kind of stuff. Now, something we've seen that's different than the other games, Shafir usually was like very good on his probe production, actually usually a few ahead of King P. Cut his probes, he's done. This is committed.
And disappointed, obviously, as he sees the Reaver come out.
Yeah.
Thinking, oh, how am I going to dig myself out of this one?
Yeah, a little actual smart reaction I just saw real quick in the production tab. Starting to build a forge because he wasn't sure about DT. The moment the Reaver shot hit, he canceled it. The moment he saw it. But through this Reaver, yeah, you ain't getting through it through the Reaver like this. Losing that initial micro fight and going down those couple units, that's going to be really the thing that's going to make it difficult for Shafir to really commit to what he's doing. I think he needs to recognize this and go for an expansion and sending the probe out to the natural, realizing the spot they're in. Trying to fight too much though. This Reaver is going to do so much work if you're just like trying to do goon versus goon with a Reaver in the background. But Shafir does get the first Nexus up. Down on workers, going to have to catch up a little bit on that, but at least he has an advantage to play with.
Oh, huge Scarab there. All these goons are almost all low. And this almost looks like King P can start walking across the map.
For sure. Like, there's 3 goons up at the front. Building this Nexus, though, cut into his production. You gotta be careful, like, but Dragoons can always run away from Dragoons, because they have to stop the fire, they move the same speed. So there's no reason to not move forward like this, but King P gotta be feeling comfortable right now. Deflected the attack, and sends a probe right immediately to the natural, wants to slam his Nexus down soon. Oh,
Looks like King P just rallying goons now, and Shafir is going to be contained here. And I'm assuming a shuttle is going to be started here in a minute.
I wouldn't. I think he just built the Reaver just for defense. He's actually not doing super well in this fight, but actually Shafir not using all of his goons. King P starting to snowball an advantage. Might have enough to take this down.
A little bit of miss micro on King P, kind of indecision on which goons he was targeting.
Yeah. This is why defender advantage is so hard to fight in this matchup without like tech to back it up. When it's just goons versus goons, once you like go down one goon behind, it snowballs so quickly. But he does see the Nexus, gets a good idea of how far behind he actually is. Knows he has a tech advantage, but that Nexus is very far behind, and we see a shuttle being started right here. Wants to see if we can get something done with these 2 Reavers he already made.
Yeah, I think that's good on him. Got to make these Reavers worthwhile now. You're behind in a Nexus basically for at least another minute. Reaver drop, is that a thing? Can we see it fly? I mean, the main is huge here, right?
Sure. Like Reaver drops are definitely a thing. It's especially when you look at how Shafir's been playing, because he went for an aggressive opening. I don't think he was prepping so much for this. There's no scout or pylons to really see if there's like a drop heading this way. There's plenty of room in the main to navigate this. And all you gotta do is know, like, if something's coming, and you should be able to retreat without too much issue. Just gotta be careful. Actually, Shafir, we're seeing some DTs. There you go. You got your wish. Although, I don't know how much I like DTs now, given you saw your opponent open Reavers, you know he has Observers. Or has the capability to make them.
Very true. So it looks like instead of the Reaver drop in the main, he's going to bring this Reaver right up to the front. And it looks like he's going to try to do some damage up here. Yeah, Observer lagging behind, though.
Oh, it's going to see these DTs,
get out onto the map.
Oh, they do get past. They don't get killed. Skimpy's got to make a decision now if he wants to force his way through an attack or if he's going to try to defend this and retreat.
Starts like another Observer immediately at home.
Yep, I think this is okay. Should have enough punch to fight his way through. And Kingpy, with superior Dragoons and 2 Reavers, actually not committing well to Goons though. DT's walking straight up, thought maybe that opening was blocked with the Dragoon. It was not. DT's going into the main to see if they get some damage done.
Observer comes out just in time. Looks like a few probes going to go down, but not enough to offset the damage of most likely losing this Nexus.
Yeah, not even close. Kingpy actually got to be a little bit careful here. There's still the Observer up the front, so that DT doesn't do anything. And you just got to make sure if he doesn't lose these Reavers, he's feeling real good right now.
You know, looks like this Nexus is about 1 Reaver shot away from death.
Yes, it is.
There we go, and it goes down.
Yeah, lots of probes having to be retreated here as well. Decent hit, gets a good amount of them actually. So, ooh, actually a lot of probes going down now for Shafir.
And now, how do you ever break out of here?
I think you can get your way through it since you do have Templar tech. You just gotta wait for Storm. Is what I'm thinking. Probe trying to move his way back out, not getting rerouted.
He in the natural, still killing probes. He's got 8 kills.
Yeah, actually, Kingpy, if you look at his Kingpy's worker supply, very, very low, but still has a very dramatic unit overall. Where he's gonna be moving through Shafir, adding on more gateways, but all in one base can't afford 5 gateway production. So I don't know how
so many goons at his base.
Yeah, just needs to take that Observer and move it out so he can clear out his natural.
Yeah, what happened to his original Observer that was at his base?
It's still in his main mineral line. Oh, gotta be careful. Goons moving forward, trying to pick off the Reavers. Not gonna be able to get the job done though.
Oh, a dud.
Yeah.
I'm a little worried for Kingpy here. I mean, yes, he does have 4 goons and 2 Reavers at there, but I really feel like, yeah, he needs to get those rest of the units because now is the time that I feel like Shakir can bust. He needs to get out there right now before all these reinforced goons get out.
Yeah, I don't like that Kingpy's being so cavalier with these Reavers without having the shuttle nearby as well. But we're seeing a giant influx of units for Kingpy moving down. There's not going to be that like high ground that's going to be impossible to break through. And if you actually look, all the Shafir stuff so far back, waiting for his Zealot legs, see if this could be the opportunity. Zealot's moving forward, but through 2 Reavers, that's never going to go well. Yeah, just doesn't have enough muscle to fight his way through Kingpy's army. DT counterattack, tried to get some stuff done early. He's got a lot of worker kills, but I think the situation that he was in was just too rough. These Reavers really worth their weight in gold. And
yeah.
KP takes that 2-1. Good series. See, Burrows versus Burrows, it's not that bad.
No, it's a good matchup.
Okay, moving into our next series. This is going to be a Pros versus Zerg this time.
Ooh.
Maybe I can learn how to play this matchup. This is going to be between Siege and Ash Return. Siege is our purple Protoss in the top left, and Return being our yellow Zerg in the bottom right, so here on Overwatch. I don't remember how this matchup plays in this map at all, other than I have trouble walling on it. So I'm here to learn, Siege. Show me the ways.
Trouble walling on it. Sounds like every Protoss on every map.
Ain't that the truth? It's the worst thing ever. I think I'd be mentally better for it if I wasn't, like, I played a Lost Starcraft 2, and walling that just makes sense because there's a grid and there's no holes. So, like, my mind wants it to be that, and it's just never going to be that. We do see Siege's probe in the position for a pylon. We are going to get some kind of expand, whether it's going to be Forge or Gateway, to be determined. I actually think Gateway on this map seems like it makes sense, given that it's 2-player, you want to put some pressure on, there's no like risk of, I didn't scout my opponent, you can really get a good idea of what's happening here. We'll see what Siege wants to do.
Looks like Ash going for, or sorry, Return going for a 9 pool.
Yeah, 9 pool, not over pool. Siege going to be able to scout this and see the timing and recognize what's happening here, but curious to see what it is, if he's going to go for Forge and just commit to the cannons, or just trust his Zealot Micro to get him through. And actually with this gas still, we haven't even seen the Overlord production. Committing to 9 pool speed, dangerous.
And it looks like he's going to go for the cannon. So...
definitely an easy way to make sure you can survive this without too many problems. But you do need to be careful to not underestimate the amount of units being built. Like, a lot of times you want to try to be as greedy as you can, build like 1 cannon or Nexus Thin cannon or whatever. So this pro really got to see how many lings get made at what time, and then he knows how many cannons he really needs here. I think Siege is just going to see that. Sees all the things turn to larva at the same time. You should assume that's 6 lings. And we see a cannon being made from Siege. Does he need 2, though?
Looks like he's going for 2.
Yep.
And with 2 cannons, you should be fine here, right?
Absolutely. 1 cannon's good for 4 lings usually, not 6. So the 2 cannons here, it feels very defensive, but your opponent went 9 pool. They're committing to these lings. There's no hatchery on the way. Like, all you gotta do is just not take critical damage here. And it should be in a reasonably good spot. We actually see even a couple popes being pulled down just to make sure he can't get up the ramp.
So you see if these things turn around, if he runs in and commits. I hope he turns around. He does.
All he's doing there poking to see what cannons are made, and if he's going to make the attempt at it, he's waiting for speed to finish. But we do see that the probe in the main still staying alive, still seeing that there's no lair in the way, and we'll eventually see, oh, he got speed, and he's going to be really aware of what's going on.
Yeah, good on Sesh, keeping this probe alive for a long time. No, it's hard to do. It's harder than everybody thinks it is.
Oh, it's downright impossible. Everyone else can do it, but I lose them so fast.
You and me both. I have the SCV with 60 health, and I can't do it versus 2 lings. I can't imagine what a probe is like.
It's the worst. But we are starting to build up a decent amount of lings, up to 9 now. And there's you got a couple probes trying to block here, but I think if lings wanted to force their way through that, they could. I'm curious to see if Astraturn's going to commit to the attack or not.
Yeah, let's see. He's going to get him up here. He's kind of grouping him up, kind of posturing him. We'll see if he can run in. Here he goes.
There's an opening. Yep. Oh yeah. He's just
good probe micro.
Oh, that's all you need to do. Get a couple in the main. Speed links in the main is a nightmare.
Okay, 3 lings. I mean, it's not game ending. The gateway is done. No cannon started.
I mean, it could be.
Start the zealot.
Oh, if he actually shuts down this pylon and the core doesn't finish, that would be terrible. So if he can stop this from happening, I don't think he's going to be able to, though. He's just picking off what he can. This is why speedlings in the main is so dangerous. It's like impossible. And look how much he has to lose mining trying to keep things grouped together.
No, he can't get that, can he? Okay.
He's trying to poke around.
Oh,
I think
he drops a couple.
Oof.
Big. He picks off 2 lings. 1 ling. Okay, and the zealots here.
We do see 4 more lings. Remember, they do have speed. They can just run right by these cannons. Nothing here to block at all. Zealot being done, but he can still be annoying and maneuver if you want to. Meanwhile, the hatchery was finished at the natural for Zerg. And where you're getting a 3rd hatchery, still haven't started a lair. There's a probe here seeing everything going on. And you figure you're just immediately going, oh, there's Hydras. There's Hydras. Where's the Hydras? This is the problem. Although there is no... Actually, I don't think it's going to be Hydras at all. Nothing mining gas. I think this is just going to be a ling all in. 3 hatchery lings.
Yeah, I think it has to be. He just keeps making... Oh, he is starting a few drones now. He's starting 5 drones. Maybe going to go for 1 more attack, see if he can get some damage done, and hope for the best here.
Maybe. This seems like it's going to be harder to break through now that the 2nd Zealot's out as well. Really blocking this up pretty securely. Stargate on the way for Siege, going to be able to scout what's going on. Return, going for the attack, sees what's there, doesn't even want to commit to it, and will lose the units.
So Zerg's not feeling good here, right? I mean, you're on 15 drones. Your opponent's had a Nexus for quite a bit now, right?
I mean, I'm not sure how you're feeling right now. You did get some decent drone probe kills. You did stop mining for a bit. And he is now up to, he's taking his 3rd base up to 5 hatcheries. Might be skipping a step and going. It's like usually like that ultra standard build, that 3-hatch Spire into 5-hatch Hydra. Might just be going straight to the Hydra and skipping through, and then I think he might be actually in a good spot to get a lot done here. Not going into lair at all, just really wants to muscle stuff down.
Yeah, just get out as many Hydras as possible is I think is going to try to do here.
Yeah, the problem being is that if he wants to, like, we're upgrading air weapons and ground weapons, we're starting our Corsair production, that's going to start mowing through these overlords if you can find them. And you can see there's a couple on the map that are going to be easy to find already. But Siege has to skip by them for now, go straight to the main, see what's going on.
Looks like the layer just starting now, so we are a long way off from Scourge. So if he keeps building these Corsairs...
He is actually cutting Corsairs, going straight for Citadel, and doesn't want to keep going. Starting the production again after seeing, oh, Lair's not even done. I rule the skies. Okay, so he's going to keep making a couple more.
Still... Okay, a couple Hydras come out here. Don't think he's going to get this Overlord.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna get that one, and the ones in the middle of the map. Like, he passed 2 of them on the way to the main. He knows exactly where stuff is. We'll say, Asherturn does feel like, given how aggressive the opening was, has a decent drone saturation now. Not in that bad of an economic spot, but if he loses a bunch of these overlords, it's gonna feel really bad. Actually, see 2 of them going down at the same time now. Hydra's trying to walk in the map to stop it, but they ain't gonna be able to.
So it looks like Zealot Legs just started. He's got +1. Couple more gateways going down, or one more gateway going down. You can't do a timing attack here as Protoss, can you? It's not like where you line up +1 and send out like 6 or 7 Zealots, right? With speed.
Not when you do Stargate first. If you went for Citadel first and skip the Corsairs, you can do something like that. The big thing I'm looking for now with the Templar Archive nearing done and these upgrades going with it as well is if you can keep pushing off these overlords and use the Corsairs to keep your air control, DTs become very threatening. That should be able to clear these legs out at least and let Cross secure the third.
Makes sense. Looks like these Corsairs flying around looking for more overlords. I don't think Sesh has seen the third base yet. He has to know there's one out there, but I don't think he's quite found it yet.
No, Sesh actually hasn't seen the natural until just now, like how saturated it is. So, but you gotta figure you're in that kind of situation.
Don't lose these Corsairs. Woo.
Takes
Close.
a lot of damage, doesn't lose any though. Storm on the way, some high Templars being made. So once you get some Storm, this Hydra-based ground army is not gonna be super effective. We're still not seeing a Spire though. We rushed to Lair, but we didn't get any Lair tech. Even like Lurker aspect, I don't remember seeing.
No, I think you're absolutely right. I don't think there's any Lurkers. No Spire. He's building some Lings here. Looks like he's just going to try to go for some hit as many with a lot of units on 3 bases here in a minute.
Yep, starting out on gateways now. The Speed Zealot upgrade is finished along with the +1. And Observatory is on the way. He's seeing Lairs no Spire. Has to start respecting Lurkers even though it's not done yet.
Are these gateways late by Protoss here? Because he's got 800 minerals, and I feel like only on 2 gateways at 10 minutes.
I'm unsure of what you need to be doing here. Lake's actually going forward. They almost get one of the High Templars, but died a bunch of cannons. Here come the Hydras on the way through. Storm
Good
just
storm.
finishing. Yes.
Huge Storm. Wow. Great hold. Losing all those Hydras.
Yeah,
Definitely a win for Protoss.
Yeah, and after killing all that stuff, you can see these Zealots. They're marching right across the map. They're going to force some defense. And if you look around, there's no Sunkets like anywhere. These Corsairs still being annoying, picking off Overlords where they can.
Yeah, that's huge. Keeping these Hydras from getting over to this third base right now, and he's definitely going to be able to get some drone kills here.
Oh, this is brutal. Sieges got complete map control, it looks like now. Asherturn, I felt like he needed to maybe do some damage with that attack, but just throwing everything away right into the storms just super unfortunate.
See if he tries to focus this third base down. I don't think he can get it. Going for the Evo. I think that's a better choice. Get that and get out.
Yeah, getting out might be a little bit of a problem, but Speed's out so fast moving up to the top side. Meanwhile, Siege taking the third, and these Corsairs are still trying to hunt around, although they gotta be careful. They're flying into some Hydras.
Oh! Does lose one. He really wants to get these Overlords. They're low. Or he wants them to be low. But There you go. He finds one. He's happy.
Yeah, Siege starting that third, getting things online, adding on some gateways, but I feel like, yeah, he could have more than 5 that he has right now. Could be adding on a lot.
Banking a little bit of money, but all good. He did the damage to Zerg. I think he's still in a good position.
Oh, absolutely. You got your... There's no Spire text. There's still nothing to really contest this Corsairs if you want to keep leaning into them. So committed to this Hydra army at this point, and you kill the Evo Chamber, so you know there's no upgrades really on the way. He's got to be feeling real good. Evo Chamber just about to finish, and we're talking 0-0 Zerg units versus +2 weapons that's about to finish for Protoss.
That sounds scary. Looks like, yeah, he's doing really good. He's got these cannons at his third. Super hard for Zerg to ever break that, especially when it's on high ground. Pushing across the map, it looks like he's going to go hit this third base. Oh, and bad timing for Ash Return. Just leaves the high ground, and all these units are going to get up here at his third base.
I don't know. This might be okay. That third base is expendable if Ash Return wants to commit something. If you can clear up this army from Protoss, might be in a good spot, or commit into the natural. Coming back to try and defend it. See if we can get something done. There's a lot of Hydras here, and there's a couple good storms. It's going to really depend on how hard they hit.
And no storms yet. He gets one off before he loses that time. Oh, huge storm on that ramp.
Yeah, it does a good amount of damage. I don't know if it was actually enough. That third storm helped me out a lot, really, through that one. There's so many Hydras here. This is actually still brutal. This is all just buying siege time, saturating that third base. Up to 62 workers, almost 3-to-1 worker count. And cleared out the third base. With Zerg down to 2 again, this is... I don't know what Ash
And he
plans.
won the fight. He killed the army, like you said. Those upgrades were huge. +2 attack versus nothing.
And it's going to kill the Evo Chamber again. Oh, no. I feel like that's where you just put the Evo Chamber in the main. You just got to get the upgrades going. Putting it at the third again, fully clearing everything out. This is just brutal for return.
Yeah, and I think it's a pretty straightforward here for now. Look at... It's just adding more gates.
Yeah, and actually researching into armor, which is really good if you're fighting like all Hydras all the time. Armor really adds some robustness to your zealots to keep them alive longer. These couple Corsairs have paid their weight in gold, though. They're like both red, about to explode, but they've been looking around. They got plenty of kills of some Overlords each.
Yeah, 6 Overlord kills between those 3.
Yeah, it looks like we're actually having to kill a gateway because some units are trapped in the main. But we're adding on plenty more, going up to, it looks like 11 gates here, so Siege should be feeling pretty comfortable. Ash Return's trying to set up another attack, but, I mean, at this point, like...
No lurkers, you're down 50 supply, you have no upgrades. This Protoss army is terrifying. Storm, observers, everything he wants.
Yeah. And Siege even going for the real power move. He's getting his robotics support bay. So if he wants to go Reavers, if this is all Hydras, Storm and Reaver makes that impossible to break any defensive positions.
I like the army movement here from Return. He's being active. He's trying to stay on the map. He's knowing that he's not getting pushed right now.
He needs to take bases. Like he's not killing them. He knows he's not going to kill them. And it's just like he doesn't respect how bad the situation he's actually in. Gets some stuff in the main, sees all the gateways, sees the third got something up there before it dies to cannons. And he should just know how far behind he is. Like, I think Return just needed to, like a while ago, take a couple extra bases, just try to turtle up and get to late game.
And gonna lose a bunch of these Hydras for free right here. This is a really big deal. Not the greatest storm right there, but these ones are gonna be good. Oh, no!
If they didn't die, they got one of the storms off, but still so many units here. I don't think Return's going to be able to win. Return can't win that fight. It taps out. I don't feel good for Return here. Like, that game, Siege defended everything very well and kept shutting down the upgrades, shutting down the third base. And just Siege is a monster. I wouldn't want to play against this guy at all. So I'm curious if Return's going to do a different strategy, try to throw him off the game a little bit, because that looked like Return did what he wanted to do, and it just didn't work.
Yeah, I agree.
But we're going to be moving into game 2 now on the Fighting Spirit. a little easier for Zerg to be defensive on, I would think. So hopefully this goes a little better for him. In the bottom left, we got Ash Return in the blue Zerg. And in the bottom right, we got Siege in the yellow Protoss. And this usually means, yep, Return going to be scouting northward towards near natural and will not get the early scout on Siege, unfortunately.
Okay. So close spawns, Fighting Spirit. Good or bad for Protoss?
Don't think it particularly matters. If you're not getting that early scout, and Siege showed he knows how to defend against the 9 pool, I don't think the spawns matter as much as when you actually scout the Zerg. Like if Siege goes northward and gets a last scout on return, I'd feel a lot worse about the situation.
Okay.
But I mean, generally, like I would say, you probably want to be close spawn since Pros probably wants to put the pressure on early. I think it might just depend on how you play a little bit. That's a question for a better player than me. Unfortunately, Siege going north, we're not going to see the pool time or anything from return, but this time getting to Overlord, we're going to see if it's overpool or if we're going to just go for 12 hatch real economy play. And we are looking for an overpool. Very typical safe opening. Doesn't have to do damage like the 9 pool did in the last game. And we'll see now Siege going for that Forge Expand again. It wasn't a reaction to first scouting that fast pool before, just likes the safety of cannons rather than gateways where things can go wrong.
Yeah. Sends this second probe out just to make sure he's going to get a good scout and understand what he's dealing with. And
yeah, if nothing else, you need to get an idea of when the pool's up and when the expansion's up, because like if they went hatchery first and you were prepping like it's a 9 pool and built those cans, you're so far behind just off that decision to be a little safer. So it's worth the extra investment in a probe to really get an idea what's going on. C is the drone moving down to the ramp, and actually the other one blocking it so you can't get his hatchery blocked. And C is the pool timing. Should be aware of what's going on. So this, with the forge done, C should be able to go Nexus straight into cannons and be a little greedier than last game.
yeah, it looks like Return just starting starts 4 lings. These are probably just to clear out this probe, and then we're gonna see what he wants to do.
It's definitely helpful to clear out the probe, but there's definitely a part of it that is just like, if he doesn't build any cans, like he's being super greedy, you need 4 lings to really punish it, more than 2. So I usually don't see people make 2. It feels like it's usually 4, so they can like, oh, you made Thor, I need a cannon.
He gets the probe immediately.
Unfortunate. You gotta get that scouting shut down. And he actually recalled that he sent the 2 probes out on the map to scout. Actually recalled the one into the main, unfortunately. So he's sending out another one now, see if he can get that scouting info he needs.
And Return still has not even seen his opponent's base. He's just heading south now. I mean, he's going to see the gateway timing, and he'll be able to spot that there's a Nexus, but still a little bit in the dark for him right now. Oh no, this probe.
Yeah, Ling's moving out. This probe gets hurt a bit. Gonna be able to move up into the base and see what's going on. Does not see a lair, but sees a gas on the way. So, gotta see if we can keep this alive a little longer and see that lair timing.
So as what Sesh is seeing here, he doesn't see a Hydrogen. He doesn't see another hatchery. He assumes there's a 3rd hatchery on the map. Right?
You would assume there's a 3rd hatchery, yeah. That's why it's like you're not really looking for the 3rd hatchery. You're trying to get an idea, like, is this indicating a 3 hatch Hydra all in, or is he going into lair and it's not going to be like some crazy aggressive play? He's really got to try to keep his probe alive, see if he gets the idea of when this lair might start. Or at all, because if he doesn't see one and has no indication, he's got to respect the all in.
We're going to see throws down another hatch, so it's not going to be that, terrifying 3 hatch Hydra bust. All you Protosses fear and have nightmares about at night.
Yeah, the probe's going to be going up to the 3rd as well. Sees no lair at any of the spots, no Hydrogen started anywhere either. Going to a 4th hatchery, you figure it's going to be something a little safer for Siege. That shouldn't be feeling too uncomfortable here, but actually starts a 2nd cannon just in case something weird's happening.
And the layer came down. It's about a quarter of the way done. I'm hoping we have a kind of a standard game here from Return. We saw what he did last game. He got himself into a little bit of a trouble without being able to use those lings very effectively.
Yeah, well, this
of
one
course,
not
there
being a
is a
9 pull,
problem.
he doesn't have to get the damage done. He should be feeling a lot safer with the economy he has here. We are getting into that Stargate from Siege, getting his +1 weapons, but hasn't immediately started the +1 air weapons like last game, so seeing how delayed the lair was, I think Siege feeling comfortable that he doesn't need to worry about Mutas quite as heavily, and then going straight into Citadel instead.
Yeah, so he throws down a Citadel here. Is this for a timing? And he's upgrading +1.
No, this is all super normal. Like you want to be getting your Templar archives anyway. If nothing else, Storm's good, but really for that +2 on your Zealots, you want to stay ahead on weapons upgrades compared to Zerg defense, and you need your Templar archive to do the +2 upgrade. So
and look at this, 3 Zealots get right into the natural.
Yeah, there's nothing really here to defend against this. They can get some damage done for sure. Return felt like he was being a little bit greedy, getting that 4th hatchery, delaying the lair and stuff. It's going to be able to shut down mining for a little bit. You can get these Zealots in the mineral with make it a little harder.
1 probe? 2 probes?
Drones.
Sorry.
Don't you
yes.
install probes like that?
Sorry. Yes. Drones. So 2 drones for 3 Zealots and a few lings. Not bad.
Yeah, but if you do Siege, seeing that he was starting to make Hydras, he didn't see a lair yet, doesn't really have the idea of what's going on there, but he wasn't seeing like a giant group of them being built up, but then you can see this is why Siege is making that 3rd cannon, just in case there's going to be some aggression. I think that 4th hatchery might be setting like a little, like, oh, this is a little weird, right? 4 hatcheries? A little weird.
Sure.
We got Templar on the way, and this is the kind of thing that if you want to get an idea, like, once I get Templar, what am I prioritizing? Am I prioritizing my +2? Do I need Storm? Do I need Archons? Seeing that we're building into Hydras this early, that's indicating, like, you should be getting Storm. And I think Siege is going to be feeling very comfortable in this situation right here. These Corsairs moving around, getting some, they're finding some good damage already, shutting down Ash and killing another Overlord here.
Yeah. Good pick off. It's going to supply block Ash just for a little bit.
We're actually seeing the faster Overlord movement this game a lot quicker than last game. That's definitely something you want to be getting if you're not going to be able to really defend against these Corsairs. Which, I mean, we still don't see a Spire. We haven't seen either game actually, so Return really focused on a ground army to play instead.
Oh! Almost loses one of his Corsairs there. Is that kind of a stylistic thing? Where some Zerg players just don't want to get the Spire just because they rather have more Hydras out and they'll defend the Corsairs that way?
It's weird to me. I don't see this kind of opening we're seeing from Return. The big thing is that if you do like a normal lair timing and you get those first set of Scourge and you kill the first Corsair, then like your opponent has to keep building because they have to respect the Muta switch. But with him just abandoning it entirely, like he's getting a nice potent ground army, but not like you have to be so careful with your Overlords. You don't have the scouting info, and he just gets free reign to see everything you're doing. We're actually getting a couple Zealots over this 9 o'clock base. Only a couple Hydras here, no static defense. I don't think this is going to do some pretty critical damage.
And these Overlords are going to get picked off too. Return has so many Hydras sitting as that. Okay, now he sends them up, but I think it's too little too late. The damage will be done. Lost 3 Overlords and a lot of drones.
Yeah, it'll look like we're just going for that shutdown play. Let's kill this Evo Chamber again.
Finishes the Overlord.
He's going to lose the Zealots for it, but he barely kills it in time. Alright, shuts down the upgrade. We're going to keep him on 0-0. Return, not learning the lesson about putting that in the main.
I feel like we're watching the last game almost all over again.
We're actually seeing a quicker adaptation from Siege this time, realizing like, oh, you're going to do this crap again? And he's already getting his robotics facility. He wants to make sure he's well on top of it. Has 4 Templars building energy already, really looking like he's going to be in a comfortable spot against this Hydra base play.
And Return floating quite a bit of minerals here.
He's super supply blocked after that 3rd base attack.
Yeah.
He didn't actually lose the 3rd base though. Shut down the upgrade. The drones did get pulled and mostly saved though. So you gotta Return feeling better about this game than how the last one went at least.
Sure. Starting some more Hydras, throws down that Evo. Double Evo at the third phase. Let's go.
I mean, I think that's okay. Like, building buildings at third place, just the SimCity makes Zealots less effective. It seems reasonable. But he's not building, like, just build like 1 or 2 Sunkens. You have tons of money, just build them. It'll make things so much easier. Siege moving his army down and securing his own third base, moving towards the Zerg player. Although Ling showing up at just the right time to see it just being started.
I think this is pretty scary for our Zerg right here. We have a lot of storms, a lot of speed zealots here.
The lurker aspect about to finish, so might have a little bit of a timing here.
Kind of a whiff with these storms. Those ones were decent.
This is a lot of Hydras. Actually got in a good open field fight, and Siege losing a lot of his army here. Return, you gotta be feeling pretty good about that one. Especially since Lurker about to finish and there's no overlords on the map yet, actually choosing to get a shuttle first instead of getting the rushing into an observer.
Oh, and he's going to try to get up here and shut this third base down. This will be huge if Return can get up here before these cannons are done.
Zealot's showing up just in time, and there's one Templar with 10 energy to go on a storm. This is going to make it very hard to break up this ramp, but I think this is enough that this should be online for Siege.
Yeah, I think he's going to hold this.
There you actually see Siege trying to move out a little bit here, secures up that base without any problems. Can't transfer any probes to it right away, but still has plenty of workers. Return is actually not looking too bad as far as their economy's going. Got the third base up, has 2 of their gases online, and starting those double upgrades and going into a lot of Hydra Lurker right now, it looks like.
We'll see. We have a shuttle out for Protoss.
Yeah, I didn't see him make an observer. He's only got the 1 at the natural. I think he might want to invest in those a little bit more.
Looks like we're going to have a storm drop at the natural here in just a minute. He loads up 2 Zealots and a High Templar.
Absolutely. This is going to be super good if he gets through. We're moving a lot of Hydra in the middle of the map. Well, moving forward, looking like we're going to put pressure on the natural, but let's see how this shuttle does. And actually pulling the shuttle back a little bit. Or no, just taking a second Templar so you can really storm destroy that natural.
Oh, so we can really massacre these drones, huh?
Yeah, meanwhile, Return taking the 4th base up at top, but here comes a storm.
Huge attack at the natural. This could be big. Loses all the drones.
Brutal. That's that like when you have so few drones to begin with, like he was in 30 something, now down 23. Although you gotta be very careful. There's these lurkers moving forward. No detection to snipe the observer though, but there's so many Hydras here. This is gonna be
So many storms available. He's not storming.
Yeah. I think he's looking at his stuff in his mains here. It's just Storm's really working his way through here. No Zealots, no real ground units. Turn pushing through and actually be able to take down these cannons. And that weapons upgrade, nowhere, not going to finish at all.
It's getting pretty scary for our Protoss here. He's rallying out as many Zealots as he can. Storms are big. He still has that 2 observers, but they're not near his natural.
Ramp, firing through these Zealots.
Here they come.
Around.
Looks like he's going to be able to clean this up just barely. A little scary moment.
Yeah, actually, if Return waited a little bit longer, I think, and finished those initial upgrades, they're both this +1/+1 about to finish up now, but attacking just before finished. So Return took a lot of economic damage. Siege took a lot of damage as well, but not really in the probe count. Just lost a lot of his army and those cannons at the front of the base. But he has plenty of gateways now and should be able to reestablish. Meanwhile, during all that fight, Speed Shuttle did finish. So we're looking at some prime harassment opportunities if he wants to. We see Zealots moving across the map towards that top left. That 4th just got finished, and there's nothing there to defend it.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be able to shut this down. And if you add it all up, what just happened, I mean, you lost some mining time for Protoss, but you got to remember the storm drop, and the natural is empty for our Zerg right now with drone. Still hasn't recovered. Only on 33 drones.
Yeah, am I misreading this? Are we making 11 lurkers? Why are we making all these lurkers?
Looks like he's making some in his natural? No. Oh, right underneath all the overlords, right outside of his
that's
natural.
just like crap ton of lurkers. Yeah. Wow. the 4th base for Zerg gets shut down. This is going to be like all in on these lurkers doing the job, but I don't know. We'll see. We've already seen that we have a lot of High Templar and storms are pretty accurate. Here comes the shuttle moving back to the natural round 2. Here we go.
Oh, no. He has the Overlord speed. I'd really like to see him bring some Hydras with this and pick off observers if he's going to do this lurker attack. And here it is, Storm Drop.
This is brutal. That's not right.
Just as they all get remade there, he loses them all. That's painful.
Yeah,
back down to 33 workers.
Yeah, I mean, being back down to 33, considering they were at 23 earlier, really getting some drone production done at these other bases. But losing that 4th definitely hurts.
Yeah, Zerg, you gotta have a plan. You gotta have an end game here. What's your way out? You know Protoss is back home building this powerful army. You don't have any other tech. All you got is Hydras with +1/+1.
Yeah, we're not even moving towards Hive Tech or anything for maybe Ultras, maybe Defilers for Plague or Dark Swarm. It's a very Zealot-based force, so actually fighting through a lot of Lurkers in a bad spot could be very dangerous. But
the Lurkers are all over at the 3rd, and if he goes to the natural like he's going, this is going to be painful.
Yeah, actually sees a lot of Lurkers up at the 4th, sent one Zealot, now the Zealot's moving into the natural for Ash. There's nothing here to defend it.
Yeah.
And return tapping out.
Just calls it out. GG.
Yeah, Siege taking a clean 2-0. Very good play from him.
Well played.
I do think there's a reason we don't really see this like no spire kind of play, and it made it hard for like Return to actually have any map control, it felt like. But
yeah,
I think that Siege just played it out pretty smartly as well. It's hard to say. Now, are you ready? Are you ready for some visceral, fun action? Some Zerg versus Zerg action for our final series of the day?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah, you are. Going into our final series, Zerg vs. Zerg, and we'll see if this is going to be the mirror that is just like common. Because like the Pros vs. Pros we saw, they were like, no, we can take 3 bases, we can expand, we're having fun. We'll see if this plays out the same way. In the top left, we have Atel in the blue Zerg. And the bottom right, we got Yenta in the purple Zerg. And, oh man, I just love watching this matchup. It's so silly.
I think we're going all the way to Defilers this game. So, it's my gut feeling.
What year is this, man? Great doesn't play anymore. Let's get out of here with your Hive Tech CPC.
We can always hope.
No, I want like lings upon lings, matches every 4 minutes. I like that kind of when there's like, oh, they killed 1 drone and you get hype because it matters. Like, I like that.
You know what? You're right. That's definitely the more exciting game. I want to see 6 lings fight 5 lings, and one guy get a better micro trade, and 5 lings won.
Yeah, this is always interesting when you have the 2-player map. The Overlords are going to get to each other's man, and nothing's going to be able to stop them from scouting everything. Yetzel making the first move, getting their spawning pool, and it looks like or Atel.
What is happening at Yenta right now?
He's going for a hatchery, 2 hatchery first.
Oh, okay.
So this, usually when I see this is Ling all in. He's going to just go hardcore double hatchery worth of larva on Ling. And if Atel is not careful, and like you see him getting the gas, goes for that fast lair, he'll die before mutas pop. So we're going to see how this one plays out. Yensa saved up the money. Here comes that 9 hatchery, 9 pool. Yes.
I mean, if you're going to do this, can't you just build a hatchery at your natural?
No. You don't... Whenever you play this matchup, you only really want the hatchery at the natural for the other gas. So if you ever intend to get the gas, sure. But if you don't ever intend on really needing it, building the hatchery in your main's a lot safer because you don't have to defend 2 spots at once.
Okay. I get it. But you shouldn't be... I mean, you should have more lings always than your opponent with this. Hopefully.
I mean, Attel gets the lings faster, but you're gonna have more larvae to produce them later. And if Attel ever wants to transition into mutas, he's gonna have to stop making lings. So yeah, the idea is that you will eventually overrun, but initially you gotta be careful. You actually see Attel taking a weird path through, not going for pure speed, trying to dodge the Overlord, so Yenta doesn't know what's happening.
Yeah, okay. This totally. I get what you're totally saying right now. If you build that hatchery down there and they go for like 9 pool or 8 pool, I don't know the builds, then you lose your natural hatchery most likely.
Yeah,
before
but now,
your
you'll have your lings there. You can camp the top of your ramp or just fight in your main where your lings are spawning, have the defender advantage.
Oh, and it's too bad he
in the
didn't
base. Lings just finished, so we're talking even fight right now, but with 2 hatchery production and Attel going into lair, gonna have to be careful not to lose anything too critical. Attel going for the spawning pool. Actually, Yenta with superior forces taking this fight, wins pretty cleanly, and now has a larva advantage.
And now I'm assuming we're just going to see lings just coming across the map. Does Attel start a sunken in his main right here? I mean, his layer's almost done.
Yes, you should have a sunken at some point once you can afford to do it. But you don't want to lose the drone earlier than you have to. You want to delay as much as you can. Attel actually doing a very good job fighting on that ramp to negate the laying advantage for now, trying to slow things down while he gets the hive going. Or the Spire. Spire just getting started now. We still haven't seen a sunken getting started for our Blue Zerg. But Yenta about to finish link speed and have a ton of production. Attel needs to get in position. You can already see him. He's camping his ramp. He wants to make sure he can. Actually, I don't know what that one link's doing. It's going nuts. But look at the link production from Yenta because of the double hatchery. Like this is all in links, and we're going for it. Attel starting a creep colony. It ain't gonna be done in time though. He needs to start that earlier.
Yeah, let's see how long he can hold this ramp though.
Has a good concave. He's gonna fight pretty advantaged, but not enough. And with speed, like you're gonna reinforce so quickly.
Great trading though by Attel. I mean, those 4 lings, they must have killed 6 lings.
Sunken colony just finishes, but lings can kill a sunken colony pretty fast. Remember, it's only 300 health, not like a spore versus mutas. So still have to be very careful. Yenta's sending another group forward, and you can see like he stopped mining gas for a very long time. He's going for this. He's got to transition into a lair eventually, but wants to make sure he can keep the pressure on with these lings.
Yeah, I think Yenta's gonna get this. I mean, what, 2 mutas isn't gonna stop all these lings?
No, it's not. You can actually ignore the sunken, just kill drones if you want to, but he's actually gonna make sure he kills the sunken. Half health now. Drones trying to fight their way through as well. Actually gets the sunken down. No links left. Waiting on the mutas, but ain't gonna be enough. All the drones gonna go down for sure. I think Yenta takes this one right now.
Last drone is about to die.
Yep, the GG. So,
okay.
Fun game.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, I learned a lot. You got to build 2 sunkens.
I think if you just had that one done earlier, then he doesn't have to fight with the lings at the ramp so much. He can fight them in the mineral line.
No, you're right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually.
I could be wrong though. Like it's like I watch enough of these because it feels like there's a lot of ZVZs in CPL, so I think I got an idea. We're going into game 2. This is on Fighting Spirit though, 4-player map, so you can't hard commit and know where your opponent's starting. We're curious if that's going to play into the decision of either player. Going into game 2, we have Yenta in the purple again. He's going to be in the top left. Then we have Attel in the green down in the bottom left, so still close. Attel's going to get the early scout. Yenta will not, unfortunate.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think Attel's spot was actually that bad. It's just very delayed. When you saw, like, he saw 2 hatcheries, he saw that there was no lair. Like, just respect how strong the lings are, because you're going to get overwhelmed. You know how many you can produce at a time. So I think.
Yeah, you know what he's going to do. I mean, you know his plan is to kill you with Zerglings. There's no backup plan, right? I mean, he's not binding gas. He's not going for a layer.
Yeah, like if you can defend hard enough, then at least you have the Spire advantage. Which
Sure.
he has a larva advantage, but he didn't put the extra hatchery at the natural. He's not going to actually have more gas. So like all you gotta do is survive the spire. You can just sway the lanes eventually, or go for a counterattack, get stuff done that way, or at least force Yenta to get like an Evo chamber for spores. So I just feel like that was Tell not quite respecting the power of what was heading his way.
So it looks like we're gonna have a 12 pool versus a 9 pool here. Oh no, it's gonna be a.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The Attell went for a 9 pool speed. I'm not sure if Yenta's going for a hatchery first or something. It's actually going to be a fast pool, 11 gas, 10 pool. I don't know the particulars of what this kind of stuff is, but the pool's not late enough where the 9 pool should punish this, and it's still a little extra economy. It's still going to get a pretty fast lair. I think this okay for Yenta.
Yeah, I feel like
as long
this
as
lines
not
up
too aggressive.
Yenta. Yeah, lines up pretty good for him. Definitely, he can't die. I mean, he has a ramp. Zerglings aren't gonna. By the time Zerglings get to him, he's gonna have his own Zerglings. So
Yeah, so it just has a couple extra drones, which this early in the game, you can see the numbers 11 and 9. That makes a ton of difference, especially when you have 3 of them already committed to gas.
definitely. There we go. We're gonna have the Overlord from Mattel come up. I mean, he's gonna see. I don't. He's not definitely not gonna see the pool timing. And what is this? Already a creep colony?
I think because he's rushing the lair so fast, and he's not going to have enough links, he's actually just respecting, oh, this might be a 9 pool. And he might not make it a sunken immediately, because he has the Overlord in place to see, but he wants to make sure the creep is done, so he can react with the sunken in time.
Okay, and he's, like you said, he saw the lings immediately with his Overlord, and he started that sunken right away.
Yeah, so this if Attell did this kind of play before, has the links in the mineral line to fight with the drones and the sunken, I think Attell would have been completely fine in game 1. Yet they're going to show how strong this kind of defense can be.
Looks like that maybe that sunken is like 1 cell out of position enough to hold your little drone. I mean, it still works.
He only has 7 drones mining minerals. He doesn't need to use all the mineral patches. He can
Sure.
just not use the bottom ones.
True. Looks like Attell going right into his own layer. So they're actually finishing at similar timings here. It's just Yenta had more drones for a little bit longer.
Well, Yenta also didn't get link speed compared to Attell, so Attell has an opportunity here to catch these links out of position away from the sunken, but actually just doesn't have enough links in position to do it. Yenta forcing him back and controls his ramp again. Now, with Attell getting the link speed and Yenta not, he has an extra 100 gas he can use on Mutas or Scourge and win the air battle.
Hey, what do you think about this? So Yenta goes for another hatchery right in front of Attell, and Attell's going to have a much, much faster spire here.
I think this is okay for Yenta. If you look, he started the spire as fast as he could after the hatchery. He's going to have the larva advantage, and you can see the gas advantage. He's going to make use of the larva. Because if nothing else, it's going to allow him to get the same amount of mutas and a pair of Scourged for the fight.
Yep.
So I actually think Yenta playing this very intelligently, being greedy in just the right ways, and getting away with a lot of things here. Even though like Attell didn't have to make that sunken colony, you can see there's still that slight drone lead for Yenta. He's going to get extra larva. He's got extra gas because he didn't invest in the link speed. Very, very thought out how he's playing this matchup.
Yeah, I like it.
Spire about to finish for Attell. Has plenty of gas and a free supply space, so he's going to be able to make like 4 to 5 mutas. But Yenta, already up at 600 gas, he's actually going to be mineral constrained, if anything.
He actually built another drone, so he's all the way up to 13 drone now. 3 drone lead, like you said, larva lead, and yeah, we'll see. He's going to start his mutas, and by the time Attell's mutas get there, it looks like Yenta should have 4 or 5 mutas of his own.
Yep, here's 4 in production. Going to be sitting in exactly the same spot as far as things go, and there's that extra pair of Scourge that gas lead is going to yield him. I do like that both players respecting that they don't really know what's going on as far as lanes go, just controlling each other's ramp. Don't even want to go on the middle of the map. Although with Attell getting the mutas here faster, he's going to be able to break this open if he wants to. Skipping right over it, going towards the main, but here comes some Scourge dissuading this.
4 Scourge to start with, so we're going to see how the micro here is of Vital. If he can micro this properly, I feel like it's good for him.
If you can do the micro, yeah, but the micro is very difficult. And if you don't do the micro, see, actually a little bit of a bad hit. Vital just GG's and realizing.
Micro just too hard.
Yeah, actually killing Scourge with mutas is impossible. Although you don't want 2 Scourge to hit the same muta is the problem. You want it to like spread it around so the mutas clean it up. But Yetza very intelligent with his builds. Deserves that 2-0 for sure.
Yeah, definitely. Great play by him. Seems like he maybe understood the matchup maybe a little deeper of a way.
It seems that way. But, I mean, this might be another one of those matchups where it's like, I'm doing my thing. And, you know, maybe if you just pick wrong, like the other mirrors.
Sure.
I'm not really sure, but very smart reactions. We had a lot of good series today. I still think Buena taking that one was the highlight of the night. That was crazy.
Oh, for sure.
But that's going to do it for us tonight. We casted all the tier 1s available for this matchup. I know there's casts set up for tomorrow for, I think, the tier 0 of this matchup and some of the lower tier stuff of the other matchup, which is, like, I think it's going to be done by, like, least. So there's definitely some more CPL StarCraft coming at you tomorrow. So tune back in, stay on the Discord to get some information about that. I'd like to thank Deathstar for joining me for the cast. I appreciate the help, dude.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
All right, everyone, you have a good night. Stay inside, play Brood War. Don't be reckless. So everyone have a good night.